Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday, February the 14th, 2019. It's another Technical Alpha podcast. You should be good once you sit. Whoa!
Definitely looks crooked.
Oh, it's crooked because the camera's a little. You know what? We're on tilt. It's an old tripod, Jeff.
It is.
It's seen some shit. It's battle tested, but it still holds the camera. We're just coming in a little crooked, that's all.
Hey,
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's like, some guys got that little hook in the dick. It's just coming at you from odd angles and shit.
Hey, you can hit the right spots.
That's right. Just gotta, maybe be sideways. There's some fucked up, crazy dicks out there, bro.
Oh yeah.
There's some of the shit. There was like one I remember many years ago as a young boy watching porn for early on in those days, and I came across a dude who literally had like a fucking like
Captain Hook,
like around a corner, like he could physically have sex around a corner because his dick was so curved.
Why not? Gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, if your dick's shaped like that, you have to fuck around a corner. You don't have much choice. That's it. Those are your options. You're not doing it straight on. Anyway, enough about penis, at least until Jeff makes an analogy. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Technical Alpha podcast. Hopefully you guys are ready for it. There's no child here yet.
Nope.
Hasn't happened.
No child yet. He was due yesterday.
Yes.
And we're just waiting at this point. Thought maybe we might have a Valentine's Day baby. Nope.
Yes.
Not looking like it.
Not gonna happen.
No, not tonight.
Maybe next Valentine's Day at the rate this is going.
Possibly.
There's still a hope.
It's a hope.
There's still a hope.
I think Kayla has a doctor's appointment on Monday, and if the baby's not here by Monday, then they're gonna schedule an appointment for her to get induced.
The following week or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that. But she doesn't want to have to wait that long. She's like, get this baby out of me!
I'm going to take as much time as whatever as the gods will give me. Because, I don't... once he's here, he's here.
It's
indefinitely.
Over. Yep.
So let's just relax. Yep. We're finishing... We're trying to finish up the OC. We've been watching the OC. California. We're on season 2. We're almost at the end of season 2.
Fuck.
So we've been watching a couple episodes of that a night.
Okay.
And hopefully we can finish the OC before Baby Kai gets here, and
that's the show.
That'll be the show.
The OC.
The OC.
Living the dream. Yeah, we know there's a level bubble on there, but it's not that. It's the ball joint is where the camera sits on top of. It's a little loose. So you have to kind of mess with it a little bit to make all the magic happen. But it's whatever.
We'll figure it out sometime.
Limp-wristed, whatever. Video games.
Also, StarCraft. We've got replays finally.
Oh right, yes, of course we do. We've got some good ones.
So for anybody out there that's watching the podcast, and you wanna support not only the podcast, but you want to support StarCraft, head on over to the Patreon.
Yes. Go
and throw your money at that Patreon, because we're literally living off that Patreon. And
not the rate is dropping, we're not.
We're struggling on that's why I'm bringing it up. We're trying to live off the Patreon. But what we're going to cast after this, we're going to do 2 games. I went through all of the replays that everybody has sent in for When Cheese Fails.
Yes.
And I have 3.
3, count them.
3 that are doable. One of them is like, 2 of them is like, okay, we can fucks with these. So we're going to record the 2 that we can fucks with. So we need you guys to go and send replays. Cheese Fails, because we want to get 10 of them done. We only got 1 done right now. That are good games, and you can send those to lifesaglitchtv@gmail.com. Once again, lifesaglitchtv@gmail.com. If you want to do normal games, Nova War Says, all that stuff, go to the Patreon, follow the directions, and that's what I want to just say that.
Get her in there.
We had to do it before we get into this.
Get into the spiel.
Yes.
Got to get it out of there.
Yeah.
StarCraft coming. Yeah, some people were asking, where we've got one. Where are the other 9?
The
answer
games
was
I literally have gone through
ass.
all of the replays in there. Guys, stop sending in when cheese fails, but putting in there and saying, this isn't when cheese fails, but. I just delete the email because we're looking for when cheese fails.
If you have a good game that isn't a when cheese fails,
Patreon,
if you scroll down, what the hell is with the freaking frame rate going on here?
I don't know. It looks fine on my stream.
Does it? Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's some other nonsense. Yeah, it must be because it looks fine on the stream. Yeah. Whatever. If you scroll down on the post listing, you'll eventually find it shouldn't be too far back, but we have the listings there for normal games. So if you're a $5 supporter or whatever or higher, then you can submit.
You can submit. It's not guaranteed, but you can submit them.
Right now, it's looking pretty guaranteed
because there's really not much in there.
No.
So just go and do it. We need If you guys want StarCraft, you need to go and give us games because unfortunately, we don't cast the regular stuff. So games aren't just sort of there for us to cast. We need you guys to do it. And we also just don't want to cast games that are literally uncastable where we're just talking and doing our thing. And guess what? If you like talking and doing our thing, you should be watching the podcast every week because it's literally what we did in StarCraft in longer form.
If only it was that simple to get that message across.
It's because
here's the problem with that method, though.
I know.
We are currently on the podcast.
No, there's no other. But you know what? We've made dedicated videos telling people to check it out.
That's true.
And in these when cheese fails,
that's right.
We're gonna talk about it again.
It's gonna happen again.
If you want more, just watch the podcast. Literally, you're getting an hour and a half to 2.5, sometimes 3 hours of us talking shit.
Podcast
every
views
week
on YouTube. Slowly on the up.
It's
bro.
actually on the up
it's
and up.
On the up.
It's on the up.
It's just a little up.
It's a little
There's
up.
some life going on.
It's those hashtags. We're getting part of that hashtag.
A little life dream.
Algorithm
That's
love.
right. Getting that algorithm.
It is. There is a little bit of lifeblood here because
lots
I think
of people loving the podcast
because
too.
for a while the podcast was only getting 1,200, 1,500.
Now we're after close to 3,000.
I haven't checked I haven't seen the iTunes or all that stuff. I don't know how that's going. But
that's still about
where it was.
But yeah,
cool.
No, it's fine. People are loving podcasts. It's just nobody knows about it.
Cool.
So the people that know about it,
share it, please.
Love it. The people that don't know about it, they love it. They just don't have a chance to be exposed to it yet.
You want to know? You want to know the hard truth. This is something that I can honestly mean.
Okay.
And I'm not even just saying this for the lulz or for the kumbaya or anything.
All right, what's the hard truth?
This is the reality.
Spit
the hard
some truth.
Am I going to play games until I'm 45 years old?
No.
Or even until I'm 40?
Well,
maybe.
Probably.
I mean, as a full-time job.
No,
right?
not as a full-time job.
No, okay, as a full-time job.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself playing video games?
Fuck no.
Okay. But
I'm barely there at 30.
Exactly. But I can totally see me doing a podcast once a week with my boy.
I'm dead.
Till I'm literally 70.
Yeah.
That's the reality. Because I'm telling you guys, if y'all are supporting the podcast and you're watching it,
yes,
it ain't going nowhere.
No. If you want long-term lag TV content,
I can fucks with this.
This is it.
I can fucks.
You found it.
With this indefinitely.
Yes.
Literally. Y'all be here when Kai's getting born sometime in the very near future, to the point where Kai might be 15 years old.
And we're still doing it.
And he's a third wheel sitting right here with his squeaky ass, puberty hitting voice. And we're going to say, son,
yes,
back at episode fucking, what are we at?
94?
When you were born, we're at episode number fucking 1,287. You're 15? That shit was real. That can happen.
Technically geriatric.
Yes.
It's the sequel to Technical Alpha.
Yes.
Coming in 50 years.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Video games.
I digress. Let's do it.
Video games. Apex is doing well. I know it's a shock.
Apex is doing. You know what? Apex is at the stage now where I hate Apex
because
that's all I hear it's that.
It's been 10 days. Unfortunately, it's been a lengthy 10 days because it's all anyone. But you know what? I'm happy for him because it's the right. If it's going to happen to somebody, Respawn's the people that happen to.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing right by it.
Yeah.
It's rare to see a lot of these big streamers that have been playing Apex. It's rare to see them actually enjoy a video game and not just pretend that they enjoy a video game. So I get it. I'm media burned out on it 100%. It's impossible not to be.
Yeah.
But I can live with it because they're handling it well. Everything's going nicely. Yeah, there are bugs and shit, but they're on that shit like white on rice. And damn it, if that isn't a good video game. I still haven't got a chance to play it. I've just watched a shitload of it.
Oh, I've played it.
Gabs and I were watching a bunch of Shroud in the evenings here this week.
Not
And-
really a great person to watch play the game because he is so good
Well,
the fucking game
we're aware
that
that
when you
you're,
play it,
that you're
it's
not
gonna be-
getting. It's a different experience. Wildly,
Yeah.
and I get that. It's
the
like,
other thing
yeah.
about Shroud's stream, and we can talk about Shroud,
sure,
because he hit like 220-something thousand viewers.
dude, he popped off on this shit.
Dude, Shroud is going to be the streamer of 2019.
Yes.
Ninja's fallen off.
Yeah.
Right? Ninja's so...
Ninja trying to play this game, and he's getting like
He's getting... Well, he's good.
30,000 viewers.
He's good, but
He's good.
he's not Shroud,
No.
right? And the kiddies of Fortnite don't... A lot of them don't
The
like...
crossover's not there.
Don't no, because they're kids.
Apex isn't even trying to compete. with them.
Apex is a battle royale for adults.
Yes,
That's literally what it is.
weed or Wheaties.
Kiddies stay on Fortnite. Adults come on over
Yep.
to Apex. That's literally what it is. And Shroud is a streamer for adults. He's not as PG. He said he
But dude, he's also like 99% of the time he's just this
Yeah.
with a couple of giggles
Yeah.
here and there.
yeah, he's
But he'll do some crazy shit.
what Shroud needs to do is he needs to turn off his fucking sub notifications because that shit drives me.
Jeff, I got a
ape
question for
shit
you.
Crazy.
I got a question for you.
What?
Where the fuck I am?
If I hear that shit, dude, I'm telling you, I watched this. I
the fuck I
was
am.
watching this.
The fuck I
That's
am.
what it is.
The fuck
I was
I am.
watching that tournament for about an hour, and I only watched Shroud. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll watch Shroud. Because I'm gonna watch somebody. I'm gonna watch Shroud.
Absolutely.
And if I hear his goddamn, like, the thing is why even have that pop up? Not only, I mean, I'm sure he's blocked
At
it out
least
completely.
it's like fucking
I know, but
super
still,
low.
it's this
It's true.
constant thing.
It's true.
and he doesn't acknowledge any subs.
No.
So what's the point? Like, what
I
is
think-
what
I
is
think-
the
well,
point?
I know he uses meter, so he's only sending certain audio to his headset. I think he gets I know that he gets donation text to speech, but I don't know how much else he gets. And then the rest of it's sent obviously to the stream, but it's true. He could probably turn off.
Just
that-
turn it off. I
'cause
mean,
it's constant.
you've got 100, 200,000 people watching. I mean, hell, even if you got 50,000 people watching you, and the subs you got it in sub only mode, which means anybody that needs to talk has to sub. And everybody is subbing, right? The dude
Yeah.
is getting like 1,000+ subs every hour,
Dude,
And I've got to
we-
listen to that fuck. It's literally the entire stream.
When we
It's-
watched the first day, he has his sub count on the stream because I remember watching when there was because Shroud is so fucking good. There's a constant pressure on him for is he cheating? You know, is he aimbotting? Is he fucking the system? You know, oh, Shroud's, you know, before Ninja, it was, people like Shroud, oh, Shroud's making so much money, so many subs, yada, yada, yada. And so
is.
he just, well, now he definitely is, but he just said, well, a couple things. One, he now has the webcam where you can see his hand the entire time that he's fucking you in the asshole, and you can do nothing about it. You and your 5 other friends
He's just God,
on
bro.
3 teams,
He's God.
you can't do anything.
Deal with
he's
it.
going to kill you with a pistol.
Yeah,
and he's not even going to react about it on stream because it's casual for him.
yeah, it's like whatever.
It's some
another,
casual
it's another-
shit.
Yeah.
You're sweating in the battle thinking this is the most epic battle you've ever been in, and Shroud's there like that.
Yeah, he's trying. He's just fucking you,
And then he
there's-
just wins.
yes.
And so he has his total sub count on the stream. And the first day we watched him, it was like 38,000. Then they turned it on the stream the next day.
It's like 50 something.
And it was 42,000.
I watched yesterday. It was like 55.
And now it's crossed. Yeah, the last time we watched it was just creeping up on 50.
Yeah.
It's like it's between 1,500 and 3,000 a day.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be more than that now.
No, because you also see his next to the heart rate monitor thing. That is his that's his sub train, which never stops.
Yeah.
So you can see physically how many subs he has in a day.
The train. Yeah, but the train stops if there's no sub within a certain period of time.
Yeah, but the thing is,
The subs
that
just keep
literally
going.
never
Yes.
stops.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot, bro. And I mean, it's a lot. Anyway, good for Shroud.
Because he's a fucking animal.
He's an animal. He's an animal, and he hasn't compromised himself. He hasn't changed who he is.
No.
He's just fucking Shroud. I'm going to be honest, I'm just tired of seeing Ninja's face.
Yes.
It being the face of Twitch and just being shoved down my fucking throat.
Again, I
all
got
the
nothing
time.
against Ninja
and I don't
because he's
think
doing his thing.
And I also don't think that's going to change. I
No.
actually still think Ninja's the face of gaming.
He is.
Shroud is going to be the face of Twitch very soon.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
But I still think Ninja's still got that PG. I mean, Ninja was never PG before, but now he's gone the whole blue hair. Now he's
Dude.
everything is rainbows and whatever. Dude, I go to my Walmart and there's Ninja posters for sale at
Yes.
Walmart.
Yeah.
Right? He's
That's-
everywhere.
that's the thing.
He's everywhere. So back to Apex. Apex, fun game. It's a great game.
Yes.
It's probably the best made battle royale ever.
Yes.
It's very cool. They need to, in my opinion, for the, I don't know, maybe 7-8 hours that I've played it so far, it's hard to find a weapon at the start. So there's not a lot of weapons. Which
Even when you're landing in high loot zones?
When you're landing in high loot zones, there's a lot of people landing in high loot zones.
Sure.
And you go down in threes, sure, you can break off, but
Yes.
most people kind of
Stay
stick together or they're very little far apart from each
Yes,
other.
yeah.
So in high loot zones, you're getting 2, 3, 4 teams that are there. So
Yeah.
sometimes you just don't find a gun like any battle royale, but you really feel it in this. And then when you do find a gun, you don't really have much ammo. So the ammo is scarce in this game, which means a lot of the times you die very, very quickly unless you're very good at maneuvering, running around, dodging, jumping up shit. Like
That's a common thing, and I'm guaranteeing you that will change.
I hope so,
for sure.
Because that really is hindering
'Cause
my
the
ability to really not fall in love with the game, but just enjoy it on a regular basis.
I mean, obviously, okay, so the two biggest balance difficulties for a battle royale outside of if you're doing a class system like they are is something like what you're describing, which is the loot table, which determines where loot drops or what loot drops where, how much of it, the odds of that loot showing up, etc. And then how much ammo do you give to balance between players never have to worry about ammo, which you don't necessarily want because then it
Of course
kind of
not.
takes away from being a bit more tactical. And then loot or ammo starvation, which is kind of what we're having now. And I think there's a reason why. Well, there is a reason why somebody like Shroud and a couple of others like Vis and
They don't miss.
they don't miss, but it's not only that they don't miss is that regardless of their skill, which obviously is they're in the 0.1 percentile, right? Is how they play the game. So when Gabs and I were watching, and then Shroud would go offline, we'd obviously bounce around and see who else we might like to watch, and we've been watching, or we would watch many other streamers, and many of these folks are people that are good FPS shooters. Whether they're coming from Overwatch or they're coming from PUBG or something, but it's how they're playing the game. So Shroud. You'll notice that the people that do well in the game never stop moving, literally ever. And I don't mean I have a gun, I see a team.
They're literally just.
And I'm doing this. I'm not talking about the hip shuffle. I'm talking about they literally never stop moving forward. They're just constantly fucking. They have a scope. Doesn't matter. They still move, and it's not just so that they don't get fucked on, which is easy because in that game you move so fast and mobility is so high that you could, if you stop for more than like 10 seconds at a time, and you scope up a team and you see them, one of them could break off, and before you're done trying to take a couple of pot shots at their team from distance, that dude that looked like they were fucking 3 kilometers away is already up your ass and you're dead.
Yeah.
So you have to keep moving, and if you get up in people's faces, If you're good, which is definitely part of the equation, but you finish the fight faster, which is good for two reasons. One, if you're good in up-close combat, let's say you're using a shotgun or something, and you get lucky with that kind of deal.
The Peacekeeper.
The
OP.
Peacekeeper is very strong. Definitely not the Mozambique, though. But if you get up and you do that, not only do you spend less ammo on average, but the person you're fighting, the less the battle is drawn out on the other side as well. So as a team, if you play super aggressive, and the game definitely allows for some super aggressive play for sure. In fact, I think it actually favors it. You save your ammo on average, but you also get more ammo out of the dudes that you're downing and killing because they haven't also been exchanging fire with you for the last 2.5 minutes from range because you're feeling like a god with the pistol shooting from 2 kilometers away, lobbing bullets, and then you have no ammo left.
The game is played. I now that I've played it, and I've said this before, I think the game basically feels like Unreal Championship had sex with Black Ops, and that's the game. It's ultra fast paced.
Yes. Which is why Shroud excels because he lives.
It's literally what you're describing, where the game does favor aggression, without a doubt. Yeah. You can't stand back and have these long wars and peek out and shoot, and because you're going to run out of ammo. Even the abilities all cater to closer range combat. Yes. So anyway, but
you're not wrong. Everybody agrees.
There's not enough ammunition in the game, which is hurting.
Yes.
And then there's also a couple of guns that are just really overpowered. When you especially when you're adding some of the add-ons that you can put on.
Wingman and Peacekeeper are two.
Wingman is ridiculous, dude. That's the fucking crazy pistol flare looking thing, the big thick.
You still need to be able to hit because it's a single fire, and you only have so many rounds in there.
Yes, and also another thing is most of the automatic weapons, you're better off in burst mode or single fire.
Yes.
Like I rarely ever use automatic because they're moving so fast that you're just you can't. There's no spray and pray in this game. Even when someone's in front of you, you can't just hold down the trigger and just kind of like fucking and the other thing is a lot of bullet sponging in the game. Like it takes a while to kill people because some people are picking up armor. There's different levels of armor.
Yep.
It just feels like they don't. It feels like when I get shot, I'm fucking dead, and then when I'm shooting other people, they're just not dying. So there's just a few things about the game that are stopping me from like grinding it or playing it a lot.
It's also the first 10 days of the game.
I'm not faulting it. Listen, they didn't even have a beta, nothing.
No,
they just came out and dropped the game. They're gonna have balancing issues. They're gonna have to work out some kinks. The big thing is there's a lot of players, depending on what kind of graphics card that a CPU you have or something, the game is just flat out crashing. I was in 4 games, 5 out of 5 games, 3 of them, my partners literally the game just crashed on them. It became more frequent. Now they've talked about it. It has something to do with drivers. I know Wayne was having an issue with it. Another guy on my stream, another guy in the stream, my apologies for forgetting what user it was. He was having the same issue, and it's a known issue, and the game's just literally crashing. You'll be playing the game, and it just hits some weird memory thing or something fucky goes on. The game just dies.
I know there's a GPU thing where it does take way more than it needs to on the GPU side for sure. That they're working on driver patches for that.
Yeah, so I'm sure that'll happen.
Yeah.
And this when a game comes out like this and there's no testing, no nothing.
I want them to focus on the technical stuff for like the first month.
Yeah, get the game right.
Don't touch balance.
Yep.
Just get all of the bugs that you can squashed, and then look at your data over a month before you start pulling, because I hope they don't fold, and I hope people don't like just fucking pick at them to balance the game and scream and bitch about it, because the game is just released. And I think one of the biggest problems that some games have these days is that they fold the bitching on Twitter and social media, and they balance too quick, and then you end up with shittier fucking balance.
What's nice right now is the game's growing exponentially.
Yeah.
The vast majority of people are enjoying it. They have come out and talked about some of the issues that people are having. So I think they're going about it the right way. You know, they did the right. Listen, we talked about it last week. They did all the right things. They
Yeah.
made it. They made a competent, good game. That for adults, they basically made the counter. They made the counter to Fortnite. They didn't really compete with it. They're not like they're in the same market, but it's like a different. It's like a different type of same market. I've
said this multiple times now. Fortnite is the Nintendo of battle royales.
That is it.
They're in
even
the same market.
It even looks like the Nintendo of battle royales.
They're in the same market
Yeah.
as Nintendo, as Microsoft and Sony.
Yeah.
But they're not direct competitors.
Well, yeah. You're absolutely right, 100%.
So,
and they're going to be fine. Fortnite's going to be
So
fine.
there's Fortnite, and then there's everyone else.
Yep.
And if somebody's dumb enough to actually directly compete with,
you're gonna be Realm Royale,
it's a bad time,
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's doing great. They're doing one. Last week I said, Fortnite's gonna be the biggest thing. Obviously, Fortnite has more players. Obviously, Fortnite's been around much longer. They're a train, but I believe that this year. Apex has taken over. I think that this is gonna be the biggest game on Twitch for the foreseeable future.
If the community gives them a quarter, so 4 months, to actually take a game that's already better than every other battle royale out right now anyway, and just polish it up, because it's been being put to. I mean, we're talking about 300,000 to 400,000 people a day scrutinizing the everlasting fuck out of this game.
Yep.
You just give them 4 months to get their feet underneath them after this already fantastic launch.
Yep.
And that, I think, is going to determine
what
and
it really is. And they can't fuck up when they balance the game. They can't fuck it up. They can't piss off their big streamers.
3 months, not 4.
Yeah,
That's
quarter.
quarter.
So
quick maths.
So as long as these streamers keep playing the game, TSM's already recruiting teams for a team for Apex. It's going to be an esport. This shit is already happening.
Bunch of kids already signing terrible contracts that they shouldn't have
100%.
because they haven't written or read them or
100%.
given them to a lawyer.
100%. So we'll see where this train goes. Overall, I think it's a great game. I still prefer to play Realm Royale personally. I've been playing mostly that, but if you start playing Apex, I'll play some with you. It's a fun game. It's a little bit too hectic. It's a little bit too, and I think you're gonna rage at the game personally.
Oh, I absolutely will. I already know that I'm going to be shit at
because
Apex.
it's a very, not only is it a hard game to play, it's a hard battle royale to play.
It's fast.
It's very fast,
and I'm old.
Yeah, it's very fast, and not only that is it's got MOBA elements to it where because you've got abilities, so now you have to understand the other people's abilities and what they can do, and you also have to know to use your abilities. So
well, that's like Overwatch.
Yeah. So but like you get kind of in this phase where you're in a battle royale and you're just used to shooting and using your guns, but then you realize, oh fuck, I can phase. Oh fuck, I can shoot these missiles, and there's just so many different variables and elements to it.
I'm okay with that.
It's like
I love it. Give it to me.
It's hectic, man.
Because I'm gonna hate it. Because I'm gonna be bad.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I still think the game's gonna be fucking fire. Because it is.
It's a good game.
Me being shit at the game is not going to change the fact that game is not even remote. I mean, there's again, Fortnite is in its own little universe, and then on the other side of the field, where everyone else is playing, is literally Apex.
Yeah.
And there's literally nothing.
Yeah.
There's
no,
garbage,
that's it.
piles of dog shit.
I mean,
dirt.
You can't even compare PUBG
more
to
dog
it.
shit.
I mean, it makes
and then you get into Blackout.
Yeah.
Then PUBG.
Yeah.
And then your other shit down there. Unfortunately, not to but Realms down there. Like there's, it's not even close. It's almost like there's now Realm and Apex, and then everyone else is fighting it out for whatever the fuck like special prize is.
Absolutely. I mean,
that.
the good news is for everybody else that's playing games like PUBG. What other ones are there? Realm Royale. Battle Right. They've got that new Spellbreaker one that's out now.
Yeah, that's already dead.
gonna die, and you gotta pay for that.
It was already not going to go anywhere, but now it's super dead.
So the ones that are playing anyway, the ones that are either relevant or semi-relevant, all the big guys are now gone. So this is a great opportunity for the guys that have been grinding the game that are good to build your name on a community that is obviously going to get smaller, but do not if you're trying to grow as a streamer, my advice would be, unless you're very good at Apex and you think you can be a god, stick with what you know. Don't try and follow the crowd, because now Apex is a fucking cess filled of streamers. You're never gonna grow your stream there unless you are some sort of special fucking talent, and I mean special. And even if you're special, you're still gonna need the right collaboration or the right viral clip or the right
again
something.
400,000 people watching it on Twitch.
Yeah.
You're going to be down the list.
You're just buried. So this is great news for people that are playing other games. It doesn't even matter. Fuck, you could be playing League of Legends. You could be playing StarCraft 2. You could be playing Magic the Gathering. All the fucking streamers are playing Apex right now. Because if you're not playing Apex, you're not in the know, and you're also getting harassed by your stream for not playing Apex. So just stick to your guns. Play the game that you're normally playing, and I think it's a good opportunity for people to bring in some more viewers for themselves.
You know what I can't wait for?
What?
Battlefield 5 VR to drop
No,
and have
they're
it just
dead. They're just dead. Dude, they may as well just cancel it.
Dead.
May as well just cancel it. It's
super fucking dead.
It's over. The Battle Royale genre, it's over now. This is it. We have peaked. Apex is the peak.
We've seen Call of Duty's attempt. No.
No.
We've seen a bit of Battlefields, and if it's anything that even remotely resembles the shit that we already have in Battlefield 5, no, it's already dead.
It's over.
So at this point, we've now seen respawns. Guess what? It's fire. Fortnite's not going anywhere.
That's it.
PUBG is for the Chinese, and that's fine.
And hackers, and that's it.
And there's everything.
And
else
everything else is just, hey, they have their own communities.
You do you.
Congratulations. There's three runners, and only 2 of them are North American or non-Chinese.
Jeff, I forgot one.
What?
Tetris Battle Royale.
Tetris? Sure. No. Dead. It's all dead. That's it.
But it just came out yesterday.
Fuck them. It's all dead. Apex. It's Apex and Fortnite, and those are the 2, and that's the show. It's just a matter of, will the big streamers go back to Fortnite, and that's it, or is Apex going to just come and take the cake? That's the show.
Apex already showed up, ate the cake, raided the fridge.
Well, are they going to keep? Are they going to keep
the milk from the carton?
Yeah. They came in and they fucked their wife, somebody else's wife.
Yes.
So I'm going to fuck your wife while I'm here, and I'm going to eat your steak. Deal with it.
I wasn't lying. Tetris 99 came out. It's literally a Tetris Battle Royale.
No, thank you.
It lit up Twitch like a fucking Christmas tree here when it happened, because, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I've seen some competitive Tetris. It's actually pretty fire, because I've always been shit at Tetris, but watching people good at Tetris, there is some. It would be kind of like watching Farming Simulator competitively, except it's an actual video game.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, but this whole concept is it's literally you and 99 other Tetris players
fighting it out so you can get
it
done with highest score.
No, but like I haven't seen exactly how it works, but I tried looking it up before, but I couldn't find it. But I know that it's something like this: is that you have opportunities. How these opportunities arise or how you create them, I don't know. But to send junk into other people's stuff while you're also doing it, and it's a last man standing who can keep it up. So it's not just about a high score necessarily, it's just survive, and just as shit's coming down like crazy. So that's what it is. It's Tetris Battle, basically.
I just don't care. I just don't care. I don't want to see another Battle Royale in my life. I'm over it. I am fucking done. I'm so over it that I just want to hate Apex, but it's such a competent game that I can't. You
can not like playing it, but you can't hate the game.
I can't hate the game.
It's too good.
Here's the thing, and I know you keep saying that. I actually don't think the game is too good. I just think it's better than everything else. And I think once you get your hands on it, you play it enough. Listen, when I watch the game, it's an amazing esport experience. It's so much fun watching the best in the world play it.
Right.
But when you actually play the game, it's a fun, competent game, but there's going to be shit in there that you're going to be like, this isn't for me. And you're going to be like, this is a good game, but you might actually fall in love with it, but you haven't played it yet. And to see it and watch it, I totally get it's like, oh, it's fucking great. There's shit wrong with this game, and there's shit wrong with it in the worst kind of ways that really does hurt the replayability of the game. But it's still better than any other battle royale, which makes it the best battle royale there is.
It's 10 days old.
I understand
all of its problems are from being 10 days old. It's not nothing that's wrong with it is likely to stay wrong with it for a super long period of time.
I just hope not.
But even if only some of it gets fixed.
It's still
I
better.
could say about Blackout, I said that about Blackout. I said, this is a game. And it wasn't just because I wasn't like incredible or fucking good at the game. It was literally, I don't know anyone who wouldn't agree with this, that Blackout, it was a game. It was competent enough.
Mm-hmm.
And that was enough to make it the best Battle Royale experience. Mm-hmm. This game is not that. Mm-hmm. This game is so many layers of fucking better. And I don't mean layers just, I mean it actually has layers.
No, I know. Dude, I'm with you. What do you think about the fact that you got to buy some of the legends?
You don't.
So there's 2 of them that are locked.
You unlock them in like not that long period of time just playing the game.
Well, I haven't unlocked anything yet. So
yeah.
I
mean, whoop-de-doo. I mean, like there's only 2 of them to unlock, and it doesn't take that long to unlock them. We're talking about people that played League of Legends for fucking 80 hours to be able to play ranked mode.
Mm-hmm.
And have to pay for champions or grind the game like a goddamn hero to buy them with.
You do have to grind.
This is like unless I found out that it takes 40 hours to unlock those two which I think is Caustic and one other I can't think off the top of my head.
Yeah, Caustic is the other one's Mirage. And Mirage is good. Like I've been fucked by Mirage. He basically makes a Mirage of himself in multiple fucking places.
Yeah. The meta right now is fucking Bangalore, Lifeline, and
I play the Wraith.
Those are
She's
that's the 3 fire roles right now, and the other ones I think need to be played more before people. I think those 3 are the ones that people gravitated to really early on, and then the other ones are a little bit more specific that maybe do better in. And that's the other thing that we got to wait for is duos, 4-mans.
Yep.
Solos I don't really care about because like the game isn't really designed for a solo play necessarily. I don't like you can put a solo mode in there and you do you.
Yeah.
This is a team based.
It's a deathmatch. It's a teammate deathmatch. It literally feels like you're in a
classes.
deathmatch.
It's a class-based shooter.
Yeah.
You don't go solo in a goddamn class-based
It's Overwatch.
shooter.
It's Overwatch in a battle royale. Feel. That's
the
what
thing is. Like you can say that, which is not wrong. The thing is about this game is that it's borrowed from so many games.
Everybody.
Is that you could say that about literally everything and then just put BR at the end of it, but it's put all of it together, done stuff in the BR scene that people have tried to do and failed at implementing, like in any kind of meaningful way, like reviving your team, which Realm Royale does, but I think it's done poorly in my opinion in Realm Royale. Whereas in this game, I think it's done very, very fucking well.
See, I love the Realm Royale stuff. I love the chicken stuff.
No, it's.
And bringing people back from the forge.
No, I'm not saying that it's bad that it's in the game. I'm just saying that how it works in Realm, I'm not the biggest fan of. But either way, Apex is whether or not I like it personally. Mm-hmm. It's like when I review other games and they watch me stream it, and I literally shit on the game for like fucking 30 hours while I'm playing it. I scream, I'm angry at it, I hate it, I hate it. And I give it a good score, and they go, what the fuck is up with that? And I go, well, here's the reality. I hate the game.
Yeah, it's good.
But it's a fucking good video game. Yeah, I'm not going to just give it a shit score because I personally hate it. I'll tell you that I'm not a big fan of it.
Yep.
But it doesn't change the fact that it's good. Yep. That's what Apex is going to be.
Yeah,
is that I'm going to be shit at Apex. I'm old and slow. I was never fast to begin with. Now I'm older. Now I'm really slow. Yeah. And it's a tough go, but I'm pulling for it because not only is it the best BR, it's just a fucking good video game.
So yeah, and one last thing before we move on, because I'm getting tired of talking about Apex, but the $50,000 tournament that they held,
right? That every multiplayer game holds in the first 7 days of its release.
Yes, the $50,000 tournament,
which was like
I'm gonna be a little petty. I'm gonna be a little petty here.
Sure.
Okay.
None of the people that played in it needed the $50,000.
I'm sitting here watching. We all know who they are. I'm sitting here watching all the same people that'll chase every tournament money, and rightfully so. I guess it brings in viewers and stuff.
Well, it's not they're chased.
They're invited. You're gonna make it $50K, and these streamers that are playing this game wipe their ass with 50K. It's literally, I actually believe that probably the money that they were paid to play the game in the first place, when they were paid, is probably of the 50K, right? Probably 50,000 or more. If it was Shroud, I would hope 6 figures plus. But, you know, watching these guys make 50,000 just in 8 hours of streaming, and they're playing for 50K, it's like, in Apex, you've got, you know, 10 million people sign up in the first fucking God knows how long. Now it's over 25, 30 million.
25 million
25
with 2
million.
million concurrent.
You want to fucking get the streamers, because right now the streamers, they're playing essentially for, obviously, for the views, for the ego, you know, to say you know, I've won the tournament or whatever. The prize, it's not really the
it's
money.
good for them because
It's
they
good.
get shined for being in the tournament, and it's good for the
It's
game
good,
because
it's good for the game because all the big guys are playing your game.
Exactly.
But it's like Apex, it's 50 G's.
Yes.
Put up $250,000. Put up $1 million.
The game
It's
hasn't
literally-
made any money yet.
It's, dude, there's you can buy fucking, it's like
No,
$130 to buy a bunch of fucking,
I get
and
that.
the amount of people that are, I guarantee the
I
amount
get
of,
that League of Legends barely puts up $1 million for this shit.
I understand.
And you want a week 1, no tested anything.
I'm being petty.
Thir-
I'm being petty. But what I'm saying is, if you really want these streamers to get fucking amped, to like, you know, to really see these motherfuckers like really get competitive. I know they're competitive, but I mean to fucking to wake up and get the blood going. To get the energy really fucking going crazy. You put $250,000 on the line for anybody. I mean anybody. $1 million prize. It's gonna make shit. I think it would make shit a lot more exciting. It makes just the story a little bit better, in my opinion.
What's $1 million to fucking Ninja right now?
Nothing. But I mean, it's more than 50K. That's like a day's streaming, right? It's like, you know, or if you're gonna have 50K, invite a bunch of up and coming streamers that fucking bust their ass. And I know it doesn't, I know PR wise it's not cool, but make the 50K for the smaller guys that life-changing money. Life-changing money.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Put up $250,000, $500,000, $1 million for these big guys so that we can watch these dudes really fight over some cake.
They ain't gonna bring in fucking Ty Pennington and do a goddamn extreme makeover stream edition a bunch of fucking nobodies.
I'm being petty, Adam, but it's just what I would like, because I see it and I see $50,000. I'm like, come on, motherfucker, $50,000.
Look,
like,
if this game finds itself in an esport, which still relies on it basically having a good observer mode, because this wasn't even really a tournament. There's a 4-hour time period in which you go play a bunch of games.
Yeah,
and whoever has the most kills and or wins combined for points, 1 point per kill, 5 points per win, wins. It wasn't like there's no observer mode, there's no anything. So when the game, when the game has an esport born and they're actually doing the shit, then you'll see the money come out to play. Then you'll see $250,000 or some shit. You know, does big numbers, does well. It's going to bring down a lot more money. But for the first 7 days to just keep the hype level up, this was like a just to not even let the hype drop. This was to keep it as flatline at hype. And it's not the hype about the 50,000. It's just the fact that there's something happening and you get all the big names together competing, because it's not about the money. Now it's about I like Dr. Disrespect. Yeah. I like this.
Exactly. I know.
I know what Shroud.
Adam. I know you're preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir, buddy.
And that's what it's about.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm being a little petty. I can't personally get excited about the prize. Like, the thing was, when I'm watching the tournament, because I watched some of it, or whatever thing, I was just watching for the fun plays and watching Shroud kick ass. I didn't give a fuck if he won 50K or not. Now, if it was $250,000, $1 million, then I want to see the end of this shit. Then I'm like, somebody's going to win a nice chunk of money. So their partners, you know, the guys that maybe aren't as big, that's life-changing money. It's going to change somebody's life. They got something to fight for. You know, get really fucking amped. And then when they lose, they can get fucking mad about it. It's like, fuck! There goes $200K, man. It's a $200,000 loss. You know? Something like that.
Didn't you also? No, I know you're being petty. I know you've
but that's the kind of hype that I like when I'm watching.
Didn't you also have the same thing with Realm Royale's tournaments where they just kept bringing in the big names and then none of the small guys, and you had like a similar thing, but then you had a problem with them all being shit. So it was like, I don't want to watch a tournament where everyone is just shit. Like it's a bunch of like it's like a couple big names and a bunch of small like nobodies, but they're just like friends of other people, and
Yeah.
they get in. And I'm watching a tournament for not a lot of money.
You wanna
and
know-
on top of that, they're dog shit at the
You
game.
want to know why I complained? Is because I wasn't invited.
Petty
That's
again!
why. That's why. That's why.
That's being
It had-
petty.
Yes.
Not so much.
I played 200 hours of the fucking game, and I played full time for 2
You
months.
want my cookie now?
So for me, it wasn't about the bad players. It was shit. I didn't get invited. I feel left out. Fuck this shit.
Maximus Petty.
Why in the fuck is this guy playing and I'm not playing? Is it because I'm black? Yes, I was being petty. Anyway, I digress. But it was, the 50K thing is smart. I totally get why they did it. It's not a big sweat off their balls, and it gets all the streamers active, and it creates some hype. So good on you, Apex. Step up that checkbook. Step up that checkbook.
Keep the dream alive. You know who else? Oh, no, that doesn't even really make sense. Well said anyway. You know who else needs to step up their checkbook? This does make sense. Crackdown 3. Holy frick.
I saw a guy I follow on Instagram who's a video game collector. He took a picture of him sitting down with the Crackdown 3 loaded up on his computer. And I was like, oh, so you're the only... for one, I was like, oh, this game's out.
Yeah, it
And
came
then I was
out.
like, oh, you're the only one that bought it.
Not much fanfare.
So how bad did they do?
Really bad. Not that anyone would be surprised, but this game's been delayed so many times. And
I didn't even know it was coming out anymore.
Poor Terry Crews been strung along forever. And then there was a post on Twitter the other day about Crackdown where they were complaining about there not being like friend lobbies for competitive multiplayer on launch. And I retweeted and I said, all right, hold the fuck up. I don't even think anyone knows this game's even launching right now, and this game has already been the biggest question mark for like fucking 4 years now, and your biggest concern is this game actually going to be good? It's, oh shit, they don't have a couple multiplayer lobbies locked up. Well, guess what? They launched the game, and the game's bad.
Of course.
It's terrible.
Of course.
It is a terrible fucking video game. And they only released it just so that they didn't also have a second fucking cancellation late into the game like they would with Scalebound. Microsoft couldn't take the world looking at Terry Crews backed fucking Crackdown 3 having it get canceled after canceling Scalebound. They just can't take that loss. So it's a bad video game.
They made no money?
And it just came out. Like literally today. Sorry, Gabs is literally on the plane and they're boarding and whatnot. So I'm just keeping up with that. But yeah, they are just launched. They're going to make no money. I can tell you that right now. They're going to lose so much money on this video game. It's going to be unheard of. They might not even make enough money back to pay off Terry Crews for what they brought him in.
about to say, Terry Crews about to sue them.
Yeah,
because then you got to.
He's already been paid.
Oh yeah.
They're just never going to see that money come back again.
Hell no.
Not in a million years.
Hell no.
So that happened. In gaming news that doesn't suck, Nintendo had a pretty fire direct the other day, and they announced that they are remaking The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
I saw that.
And it looked fire.
There's a lot of fire coming around here.
Hey, look, we gotta get positive. We're so negative here all the time. It looked good.
I don't think it looked that good. I thought the graphics looked really weird.
I
It's like a
loved
very
it.
weird looking. It's like
I loved the aesthetic. I think it looked great.
It was like on the cusp of looking good, but not quite there. It was like looking at the Aladdin or looking at Genie and Will Smith, where you're like, is that the final product?
That's just BM, bro. You're really comparing this game.
Yes, because
to Will Smith's
it's like,
Genie?
you know what? If you put a little bit more love into the aesthetics, I think it could look great. But right now, it just looks like unfinished business. There it is. There it is. I'm going to be Mr. Negative Nancy.
It didn't look unfinished at all. I think it looks great.
I think it looks weird.
The cinematic was fantastic.
I think it looks like a weird bobbleheads running around fucking with weird big fat shaped swords. Like, it just looked weird. The fucking proportions looked weird. It looked like you were running around with those pop things.
The Funko Pops.
That's what it looked like. It looked like a big Funko Pop Zelda game.
Yeah,
It's a whole lot of nope.
It's definitely going to be divisive visually. I like it.
It doesn't like, that's the best way to look. It doesn't look like a finished, processed. It's almost like it's when a preview comes out for a big time movie, and they don't have, like, you see a Marvel preview and they don't have all the special effects in there yet, but it's like enough to make it look good. That's what that game looks like. It looks like we're almost.
It was the Venom of.
Yes. So, like, you get there and it's like, yeah, I see it. I see what you're going for. But if you just spent a little bit more on that budget, this could be really great looking. But instead, it looks weird. I'm not saying it looks bad. It just doesn't look right.
So if we ignore the visual,
I can't. Because that's what it's about. It's all about the visual. The visual experience. It's the artistic thing that they're going for.
No, I mean just the game. Like, let's it's as a game.
Oh, well, I mean, we didn't see much. I mean, what am I?
Well, Link's Awakening is considered by a lot of people to be the best Zelda game because it was made as like a side project by the people that made what you consider the best Zelda game is, Link to the Past.
Mm-hmm.
It was a side project to essentially try and port Link to the Past to the Game Boy.
Link to the Past.
And then they made it fucking happen miraculously, but they had to change some stuff, so it created Link's Awakening, and it's a fucking fantastic video game.
Links to the Past looks better than this.
That's perfectly fine. Those two visual styles are so wildly different.
It just looks better.
That I'm okay with you saying that. That would be like me saying Wind Waker looks better than all three.
I mean, it is what it is. It just looks better. It looks weird. The game looks weird, bro. Congratulations to all you Zelda fans out there. I mean, go ahead, buy it up.
I think it's going to be good.
I'm sure
it looked as a game, ignoring the visuals. It looked great. But I liked the visual. I think it looked quite nice.
I'm gonna go with weird looking, not bad looking. Not
that's fair.
Not it just looks
in the
weird.
Fashion world. They'd call that interesting looking.
But that's a nice way of saying it's ugly.
It's interesting looking.
Yeah, but it just looks unfinished. That's the best way to look. The best way for me to explain it. But I'm sure the Zelda fangirls out there will love it, and I'm happy for you. I won't be playing it, so
I might be in for it. I'll have to wait and see when it comes out, and what's out at the time. But I might be down for playing it because I never got a chance to play through the whole original. I only got snippets, and that was because they did a re-release of it on the DS. One of the. It was in like '98 or some shit. Anyway, they had that. So. What else we got here? We already covered the amazing Twitch Tetris Battle Royale.
Mm-hmm.
We covered that and that and that.
We had some bans.
Here's an easy one to get out of the way while we transition into the really heavy stuff, because we're getting into the heavy stuff, the lengthy stuff. This is the stuff that we don't need to talk too much about. Okay. This is for all the tech heads out there. AMD released their new graphics card that lots of people were like, "Oh, please save us from the 20 series NVIDIA that costs as much as my car." Mm-hmm. So it was the Radeon 7 comes out, and as it turns out, it's not a great video card, and it costs $700.
No shit.
So
it's AMD.
It's unfortunate.
It's AMD. It's AMD is always going to be AMD. If you and listen, I'm not a techie guy. I'm not as fucking into this shit like Adam is. All right, it's AMD. If you build a budget PC, you're gonna get budget results. Or don't be surprised when you get budget results. Sometimes you might luck out. You might fucking strike gold and be like, "Fuck yeah, that was perfect." You know, it's like going to the restaurant. I'm gonna fucking beat rush hour, and I'm gonna go and get dinner at 4:00 because I know that rush hour is gonna start at 5. So I'm going to go to the restaurant at 4. I'm going to beat it. I'm going to fucking save time. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be in and out and get back home, do whatever I want. But little did you know that there was the old folks home down the street, and they gathered up 2 full buses, and they came in just as you got there. And unfortunately, they got their order in first. Get fucked. Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet. I'm sorry.
Their CPU side stuff is good. They're doing really well there.
Congratulations.
The GPU side stuff, they're still playing catch up a bit. The drivers for this are questionable. The graphics card is just not all that great even for $700, and people will now hope for the next series of AMD graphics cards to come in and actually be good.
But there's been people that have been hoping for the second coming of Christ, Adam.
Yeah.
And, well,
still waiting.
don't hold your breath.
It's like waiting for Kai at this point.
Yes.
Don't hold your breath.
Don't hold your breath. I mean, it is what it is.
Don't do it.
You know, it is what it is. It doesn't surprise me, Adam. It does. That's all I'm going to say about AMD. It doesn't surprise me.
Doesn't surprise me
Listen,
either.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm that guy now where I don't care. I don't care if it's going to save me $300. I'm not buying AMD ever. Like they don't need just one series of good cards or one series of good chips. They need to show me for like 5 to 10 years that they have consistency, because anybody can hit a fucking home run if you swing enough, right? But can you consistently hit that home run? That's the thing. Intel has consistently told us that they can hit home runs. That's just the way it is. And, yep, it's expensive when you're on that juice. But, hey, if you're going to put that needle in the ass,
Mark McGuire.
if you're going to Mark McGuire it up, you got to pay that juice fine. That's it. Pay the juice or get mediocre results.
Not in the CPUs, though.
Not in the CPUs, though.
GPUs,
though. GPUs.
They need to step the fuck up.
Yeah.
But the CPU side, they're actually making Intel look pretty bad right now.
iMac is running AMD graphics cards. Who is using Apple to game? You're already doing it wrong.
There are some people doing it.
No!
And I still don't know why. I don't.
Stop! If you're going to put an AMD in something, put it in a fucking Mac where you don't game. Stop gaming on your Macs.
But Jeff, I just really
No!
want to play.
No! Not even Tetris Battle Royale should be played on Macs. Stop!
When are we getting the patch so that we can play more StarCraft?
No!
No?
Games, stop making Mac compatible.
But OBS, I need more Mac compatible.
Absolutely not.
I want to stream games from my Mac.
Hell no. To the no. You know what? Macs are just a whole lot of nope. It took me 2 hours. I just got the Mac Pro. And it literally took me 2 hours to figure out how to hook up OBS correctly on a Mac. Because they're just not built. They're not meant. Games aren't even designed to run on these things properly. Just stop gaming on Macs. Put AMDs in Macs, okay? Make our Apples cheaper because we don't need to graphically do anything crazy
That
with
just
it.
makes it cheaper for Apple.
Yes,
It doesn't make it cheaper for you.
they're still going to charge us like,
Same price.
Same price.
Doesn't
They're still going
matter.
to fuck us. They're going to save their money. We're going to get fucked.
Exactly.
Stop gaming on Macs, okay?
You should probably stop. You know who's not going to be able to afford gaming on Macs anyway?
Who?
The 800 people that Activision laid off this week.
We're going deep now. We're getting dark.
Now we're dark. Like the apartments that these people are living in because they can't afford to keep the lights on anymore because Activision fired 800 people this week. 8% of the workforce. 8%.
It's a lot.
And you know how it makes this even better? And there's some nuance to this. But just for the salaciousness, they had their biggest revenue year of all time. Of all time. Biggest revenue year ever. Now, that doesn't mean, and people got that message, that doesn't mean that their profits were huge. Don't get me wrong. They still made a shitload of money. But they had the most revenue come in ever. And the response to that was hire a new CFO for $900,000 a year and give him a $15 million signing bonus.
What is this, fucking NBA?
And then hit best revenue ever. Follow that up with fuck 8% of the workforce.
Fuck them.
Get it. Thoughts?
Well, I mean, Activision can suck my left testicle. I mean, they can put my left nut in their mouth. And the reason why I say that is not because I don't think I can run their company better than whoever's running their company. It's just because they completely fuck Blizzard in the asshole. And I hate them for it. I just absolutely hate it. And the reason why I think I hate them for it, hate's a strong word. I strongly dislike them for it.
Okay.
And the reason why I strongly dislike them, because I know it's going to get worse from here. We're going downhill, boys. We're going downhill. I feel bad for all the fucking people that got laid off. 800 people lost their jobs like that.
Okay, and let's be fair. Restructuring happens a lot.
Yes.
It just rarely does it happen
They
after
just
your
had
biggest revenue year.
And they just had a restructure not long ago.
Exactly.
Do you remember the line of fires that they just did like a year ago, if that? Was it less than a year? And then all of the other shit that they've been doing. And then, like you said, they have their biggest revenue year of all time. And now they're like, yeah, you know what? Those 800 people that helped us get there, nah, fuck them. And it's gone.
Dude, Bobby Kotick is the biggest cuck in gaming. We've said this for years. I've said this for years. He straight up looks like he's cosplaying a B-movie version of Satan. That's what Bobby Kotick looks like. You look up his picture right now, it looks like somebody went to Comic-Con dressed up as a B-movie Satan. He also has, coincidentally, the most punchable face.
Yes. Donald Trump's up there. And
in gaming.
Trump's son is got the most punchable face.
In gaming.
Oh, okay, in gaming, okay.
Don Matrick and Bobby Kotick.
Bobby Kotick, though, you got to put Bobby Kotick just a little bit above, just from what he's doing.
For the punchable face, though, oh, it's close. But it's bad, dude.
Yes, it's bad.
He's fucking crazy.
And you want to know what's even crazier about it is they're in a boardroom right now, and they're going, "Oh, this is amazing. We have made more money than ever." The stockholders are like, yes, this is incredible. I thought things were going bad, so much bad publicity, but we're making money.
Yeah.
What we're doing is great. The
Fantastic.
new CFO is awesome. He's been worth that.
Incredible.
Why didn't we pay him $20 million bonus?
15
million was a
million.
steal. It was an absolute steal. So you know what they're going to do now? And it's the reason why Michael Morheim's gone, is they're going to say, you know what? Money is more important than community. And I guess when you're running a business, in the short term, that might be the case, depending on what your short-term goals are. But the long term, you're going to start losing those diehard loyal fans that are the ones that are paying the hard-earned money. But you know what they're doing is they're saying, hey, you know what? We can afford to lose them because guess what? Over the next 10 years, boys, we're going mobile. And China is going to save us.
Yep.
It's like the Hollywood business.
Just pump
You know
them.
what? Fuck it.
Pump it all into China.
We're going to release these fucking movies.
China.
Put in an Asian actor. Make a set in fucking China somewhere, and everything is going to be kosher because we're going to make all the money there. Fuck everyone else. It don't matter. StarCraft 2, we'll let them do the thing. Don't worry, we're going to cancel WCS. We're going to let them do the thing for now. We're going to cancel it, but when we do it, we're going to let them know that we got StarCraft 2 Ghost coming for mobile. It's going to be awesome. Oh, the Diablo Immortal, it's coming for mobile. It's awesome. Oh, you guys really love playing Overwatch? Guess what, guys? It's coming to mobile. You can do it right on your phones. Oh, you love World of Warcraft? Guess what? Is World of Warcraft not on mobile already?
Somebody's probably figured it out, but not
officially.
Not officially.
It's coming.
Yet.
It's coming to mobile. It's all coming to mobile. I'm telling you right now, and China is going to save them. That's the shitty part. That's what's going down, and I hate it. Good thing I'm getting old. And I got a kid on the way. And I'm just becoming an old man, because if I was 25 again, 23, 24, 25, and this was going down, my life would be fucking caving in right now, bro. I'd be like, what is going on with my favorite games? You know, the video game's like a religion. They're destroying everything. It's gone to shit. Fucking people in the industry, people that you know, are losing their jobs because of this stupid shit. And it's just, it's become madness. Stop the madness, Bobby. Stop the madness, Bobby. Is it worth it? Is it worth?
You know what I'm waiting for? Tencent to just buy Activision outright.
Oh, that would be amazing. And they can afford to do it. They could afford to do it.
If there was one company out there that could afford it,
do it.
It's Tencent. You know they've thought about it. It's crossed their minds. But straight up, Blizzard's dead. Super dead. Overwatch League? Dead.
If you guys don't have phones, get one.
Maybe get two.
You better, because if one dies on battery, because who doesn't? I mean, Jesus, man, come on.
Activision's dead. the one that used to be good many, many years ago.
Gone.
Blizzard, super dead.
Oh, Blizzard. I actually believe that name Blizzard is going to be gone soon.
It means
it means nothing. It means very
anymore.
little now.
Nothing.
Very little. I love their game so much that I have a glimmer of hope. I have a glimmer of hope, but really, that name's gone. Pretty soon, it's just going to be Activision, bro. It's just going to be Activision. We saw it coming when we saw that fucking Call of Duty shit on our launcher.
Yep.
And it's like sleeping with the enemy, right?
Phil Collins in the background. I can feel
that was when
it
you actually
coming
saw
in the air
Call of
tonight.
Duty on a BattleNet launcher.
Hold on.
That was when shit became reality, right? It's like, what the fuck?
That's an Activision game on the Blizzard launcher.
What is this?
Yeah.
What is this? And no longer is going to be the Blizzard launcher, bro. It's going to be the Activision launcher. It's Ogre. Fuck him. What's next? Tell me it's good news.
You know what? Well, it's good news because I do enjoy talking about this stuff because it's kind of like it's kind of like other things in the world. Shit's just so crazy that you go through like the shock period and then there's like the acceptance and then you kind of fall back into madness a little bit where everything's just funny.
Mm-hmm.
So Twitch is fucking batshit.
Okay. Oh,
flat out.
Oh,
that's where there's no stopping the train now. It's batshit.
Explain.
Let me explain. We've been talking about TOS problems for a long time here at Technical Alpha. And in the last week, we've seen some very interesting bands that even for somebody like us who complain about the TOS all the time, we're now looking at going, excuse me? You're banning them for what now? So we have a couple. Let's start with this one. It's Helena Live. Helena Live, female streamer who is a bit of a troll.
Yeah.
On
I
Twitch.
remember her from League of Legends days when I played
Yes.
League. She was the type of chick that has a massive webcam.
Yeah. She was another Caseytron-ish type shtick. That was her shtick.
She did a lot of yelling at the chat.
She wasn't the thought.
No,
she was just a troll.
She's just a troll, you know, a good-looking chick that can go on Twitch and get the boys, you know, riled up. People could say dirty things or negative things to her via a donation, and she would, you know, fake cry or do whatever. She's pretty trolly, and the community's very trolly. So we'll put that into context. What happened, Adam?
So she was just on her stream having a little chit-chat. I didn't see the original stream of the chit-chat that happened, so I don't know the context in which the discussion started. I don't know what the tone of the conversation was, but it doesn't, at least from her perspective anyway, and if it's all on video, it's not like she's not going to try and say it happened some other way unless she deleted the VOD. Although maybe even Twitch deleted the VOD for all we know.
But she's
either way,
so
yeah. Either way, she was having a discussion with somebody, or maybe multiple people, like streamers just having a just chat thing about, obviously sexuality, and it got to a point where she just said that her opinion was, because biologists tell us at this juncture that is reality, that there are two sexes. You are either a male or a female. And she clarified that a male can be or become a female if they want, and she's cool with that, or vice versa. But when it comes down to it, you don't just like kind of
no in the middle,
float in no man's land. And you know, there's arguments about hermaphrodites and stuff like that. But ultimately, they tend to choose which direction that they go. It all comes down to one or the other from a biological standpoint.
Yeah, that's what
she's
she
not
said,
talking about gender or any of the 101 Dalmatian ways in which the gender is described these days.
Yeah.
It's just
male
two
or
sexes.
female. Yeah.
So she meant that's all she said.
I don't think she said anything that's not factual.
No,
You know, in terms
unless
of
she's
reality,
leaving something crazy
unless
out,
unless she's not saying that she said
which
something.
they didn't cover in the email that she read that Twitch sent her.
No.
So
And what we're saying is we watched the video where she explained the ban and she read the email that she got directly from Twitch, multiple emails talking about the situation. But
Yes.
Anyway, keep going.
so she's talking about this ban, and she obviously gets the email notifying her that
She lost her partnership.
That she lost her partnership over this, and which is no small
Well, somebody's
deal.
livelihood.
It's one thing to get banned for 30 days or whatever.
Yeah.
Excuse me. To my knowledge, she's not been banned.
Oh, I'm sure she's probably been banned.
But for this offense.
Yeah. Well, she
right?
said in the email that this was the third time that she's had run-ins with Twitch over guidelines in terms of people's feelings or something,
Opinions or something like that.
You know, talking about not hate speech, but
with
being
the trans community specifically, I think the email was, or the
LGBTQ community,
one of the
yes.
two, or
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
But
basically, this was the straw that broke the camel's back. Like,
I guess.
where she was saying that in her belief, and scientifically so, that there's just a male and a female.
Yes.
There's nothing in between. Somebody must have got upset, or multiple people must have got upset.
Yep.
Especially if she's had run-ins with this community before, so there might have been this clip
Word-
that went up
word
somewhere,
got
and then a
out
bunch of
and
people
just
went out
all-
and did their thing, right?
Yeah,
Did their
yeah.
and then Twitch decided to remove her partnership
over that, which, in my opinion, is fucking dumb.
Yeah,
Full stop.
I
Actually, I'm going to say this objectively. It's fucking dumb. It's not even my opinion. That's just facts.
Yeah, and unless there is something that we don't know, right?
Yeah, if
that's
this is
the only.
if this is the totality of the information.
Yeah, because it's gonna get to the point now, and I've been thinking about this a little bit more as of late, because I'm a pretty outspoken dude myself, and it's never my intention to hurt anybody's this is because it's not my intention to single out a group of people, right? Where you're just like, fuck this group of people, or I'm out to hurt these people's feelings.
Yeah.
But when it gets to the point now, what can we talk about? Because if somebody comes on stream and it's like, hey, Adam, what is your belief in God?
I don't have one. No comment.
That's literally what it's going to turn into, because if somebody's asking you a question like that, and it's a normal conversation, and it's one that nobody is saying, you know, all blanks are this or whatever, and you're just giving your own personal belief system where you're just like, this is what I believe in, this is what I grew up on. But then there's somebody in the chat that is like, well, I don't believe in what you're saying, and I take offense to what you're saying because, Adam, I don't believe there's a God.
I'm going to lose some sleep over that.
I'm going to lose some sleep over that because I go to church every Sunday, and you're on here telling me that you don't believe, or that you believe, or that you don't believe in God, or the type of God that I believe in. And so I'm going to report your channel for making me feel lesser than, or because you hurt my feelings. And then Twitch goes, well, it's against community guidelines because you hurt somebody's feelings because of your own personal belief system. Now we're talking. We're like, if you were a fucking racist and you did a really good job at hiding the fact that you hate black people, right?
You haven't figured it out yet.
I haven't figured it out yet. But say for, you know, in a hypothetical world, you're a racist.
Yes.
You don't like blacks, or just because I know you like blacks, you don't like Hispanic people. All right. So
their enchiladas give me heartburn.
There you go. Right. So say if that's the case, which obviously is not true. Obviously. And then you went out and said, well, I don't like Hispanics because they're all rapists. Kind of like what, you know, somebody like the President of the United States went out
casually drop.
That is racist.
Yes.
And that is hate speech.
Yes.
And that deserves to be punished.
Yes.
And whatever.
Yeah.
But if you go, you know, if somebody's asking you a question like, what do you think about transgender? And then you honestly give your opinion, and not in a hateful way, where you're giving scientific evidence that the world has always known.
Scientists are racist, Jeff.
Yeah. And you're like, well, listen, there's a male and a female. But I mean, if you feel as though you are of the opposite sex, and you want to transition, and you're free to do that, and I respect that. But
Yep.
there's nothing in between.
Here's the
right?
problem.
And
Biology is just owned by the patriarchy. It's all men, not enough women involved, and the men trying to make sure that nothing ever happens and that it's only ever 2 seconds. In fact, it's like they just want men, just one, just men.
so if that's the case, then what are you allowed to talk about? Because
Nothing. You know what you're allowed to talk about? Video games. Video games, and possibly if your tits are uncomfortable because you're in a sports bra and you've been bouncing around on an inflatable goddamn dinosaur for the last 45 minutes listening to shitty 90s music. Those are the 2 topics.
it just sucks, man. It just sucks. You know? It's like walking on eggshells. It's like walking on eggshells, man. Because if that ban is real, as much as I'm not a fan of her content, as much as I'm not a fan of the type of communities that those types of streamers build, because they do become very toxic and cancerous to other people's streams because they think it's okay to act that way in any stream, even though that might be the shtick that they have on their stream. If somebody got banned for that, it doesn't matter. Even if she had gotten punished for saying something different in the past, that punishment was dealt with, and
That's a different.
and that's a
totally different.
That's a totally different thing. Like, she's served her sentence for that.
That's
She's
her own thing.
That's her own thing. But if this is now going to be the catalyst where she loses her income, then that's scary as a content provider, because you're going, well, what can I do and say? Because all it takes, apparently. That's like when I got called out about teabagging a piece of paper.
Yeah.
All it took was one person to be offended by that.
That was it.
And that was it. But for 5 years, when I was doing it once every 3 days and making front page Reddits, being watched by people that worked at Twitch, having people that work at Twitch when I'm at TwitchCon or other events saying, dude, that's fucking hilarious. I saw your clip there. And then all of a sudden, some butthurt cuck boy wants to just go and complain for the sake of complaining because of this, that it now becomes a problem. It's like, is one voice, one trolley voice, or even if those feelings were real, even if one person truly got offended by me teabagging this, or by this girl saying what she said,
And you say, I'm sorry, and then don't watch my show.
Exactly. So if that's the case, if that person gets upset, wouldn't it be, I could understand if it was a lot of people and it was blatantly something that was offensive. Then you could be like, listen, you can't say those things. There's things that I say in my normal life that I wouldn't necessarily say on stream, because it might be, there's things that you could do and say in front of your boys or your friends that you're in that could ride that sort of line of, man, I might offend a few people for making this type of joke that I wouldn't never say on stream, because I know personally that it would offend people. So why would I go, and I'm not a comedian, so I can't really, make these types of jokes or whatever. So why would I say those things on a stream? But if I'm saying things that I feel as though I can share, that I feel as though I'm not hurting any feelings.
You can say pretty much anything as long as it doesn't have to do with sex, religion, or politics. You avoid those 3 things, and you can say almost anything the fuck you want. Mm-hmm. But the moment that you wade into those 3 things, and specifically right now, more along the lines of sex, and I'm not talking about putting your penis in the vagina, or
yes,
her penis in your vagina.
Yes.
I'm talking about gender and all that shit. That's when you get into trouble, because it's so divisive.
Yes.
And here's something spicy for you that I'm just gonna throw out here.
Spice.
And it's gonna be you know what? It's probably ignorant. It's probably a silly thing to say. I'm gonna say it anyway. Hey, Jeff.
Hey.
Where's Twitch headquarters located?
California.
Thank you.
Yeah. I feel you.
It's California, bro. There's That's it. It's self-explanatory.
You don't need to go in any more detail.
No. It's the capital of fucking anti-vaxxers and avocado goddamn toast and every hyper-liberal fuck on Earth just gathers there to have fucking ritualistic sacrifice over people with a goddamn brain. That's pretty much California in a nutshell. Oh, and fire.
California, California, here we come. Who else we have got banned this week on the World of Twitch?
There's more.
Yeah.
Oh, we also had Faria, I think is how her name is pronounced. Anyway, she got banned. She's a Overwatch player, and she has apparently an entire group of people that have a Discord server dedicated to keeping tabs on when she's playing, to get in on her games, stream sniping up a storm, and just generally fuck with her on a daily basis, which gets grating after a while.
Oh, it does,
to say the least.
Yeah.
And so eventually these folks who have been, harassing her during the stream already, they show up in her stream. And she says something as absolutely earth-shattering as, "Look, it's okay, you're bad. If you put a 6-stack of South American players against a 6-stack NA, watch what happens."
Yep. Banned.
That's it.
Banned.
That is literally it. That is 30 days.
30-day ban. Get fucked.
That is it.
30-day ban. So these same trolls that were stream sniping her and giving her a bad time
They
in
won.
chat, they went and complained and reported, claimed racism,
Yes.
banned for 30 days.
That happened.
Banned for 30 days.
Right fucking the other day, I turned on to go. We were watching, again, my girlfriend and I are watching streams, and we were in IRL because we were just watching one of the greatest, one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Oh, the dance guy.
Sushi Dragon.
He's
who's a goddamn legend.
He's an absolute god.
He needs to be the face of Twitch for just like a month.
Well, his shit will get old.
But it's so good.
If he just shows up like once a month or once every 2 weeks,
oh my god,
it'll be a spectacle beyond.
I don't even want to describe to the chat what
they
he
just
does.
have to go. Just go and watch
Sushi
his
Dragon.
Okay, everybody that's listening to this podcast, you
Right
need
now.
to go on YouTube
Yes.
or go on his Twitch page, Sushi
Watch
Dragon, and watch his fucking show. It is, it's the best thing that I've ever seen on Twitch. It's the production wise.
The dude has like 14 keyboards strapped to himself.
He's a fucking streaming meme, bro.
He's a god.
He's a literal legend. Anyway.
Go watch him.
Just go watch him.
So we were watching that. We were having a great time. He wraps up the stream or whatever, or we were bouncing around streams.
God, he's good.
And,
don't do it, Adam. Don't go in there.
Amaranth.
No, don't go into that category, Adam.
Is online. And because her whole stream is, I'm going to say it, it's softcore porn on Twitch. No matter how you slice it. This shit is like Blue Nui.
Channel 50.
Channel 68. When you're 10 years old and the channel's like fuzzy because it's not an actual channel in your area.
Oh my god.
That's what it is. And because it's that, every snapshot, when you go on the browse page and it just pulls like a random like snapshot of whatever's happening on the stream,
I know.
at any point in time, it is her tits front and center.
Yes.
The fucking thumbnail was literally, okay, so her thumbnail was her standing in front of the camera in a sports bra that was as deep as a hipster's goddamn V-neck. Tits all pushed together into the camera. It's like, oh, I can't see the chat from the side of the room. We're going to walk over to the camera. And then just bent over and you could see like Mariana's Trench all the way down the cleavage. And it was just there. What she was doing, I don't know.
Making
There
money.
was she was in like some sort of like nondescript room. It looked like she got abducted. There was like this weird 4x4 green screen and like a lawn chair, and then it was her just sitting in booty shorts and a tube top.
Yeah.
Or like a sports bra, whatever the fuck it was. It was just tits up and out and just bent over in front of the camera. Then we clicked on it. So that was just the image. Then we clicked on it. And even when she's just having a conversation.
Why did you click, Adam?
She is sitting. Gabs actually clicked. She's sitting.
Your girlfriend
Yes.
clicked?
She's sitting in the
Gabs.
chair. Like this. Okay. She could be sitting like this. She could be in the fucking full blown. She could be in literally any position. And the position she chooses is this, arm leaning, and this. Just.
Yes. Why not?
And again, Mariana's Trench, straight line of sight, straight to the tits. The whole time.
Yes.
There is never not a moment.
We've established this. Adam.
Ever.
Yes, we've established this is
Does she own a sweater? Or a long, like a crew neck?
a blanket.
I don't know if she does.
Dude, yes.
I'm waiting for her to show up in a fucking, like, full-blown leather, like, kink suit. And a whip. And call it cosplay.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a girl getting banned for 30 days because she said a 6-stack NA would beat a 6-stack South America in Overwatch?
Bro, that is the equivalent of saying the Koreans will fuck North Americans hard in the ass in StarCraft.
Yes!
It's literally,
And we'll like it!
and it's the truth.
Yes!
Except for maybe one or two, except for maybe one North American or European
2019.
in 2019. That's it. We go back to 2013, 2014, 2015. It is known that the Koreans will own the foreigners. It's literally StarCraft storyline. Blizzard themselves. It's like Koreans versus the foreigners. That is the storyline. There's nothing racist about that. It's like getting behind two different teams.
And again, do whatever she wants to fucking do. If she's comfortable with that shit, you do you.
Boo.
But if Twitch, what the fuck are you doing? Let's just be honest. Let's just let Amaranth say, you know what, guys? I'm selling these guys right here. The ladies. I'm selling them to a bunch of 14 to 21-year-old thirst fucks on a daily basis, and that's how I afford this mansion. And the pool that I bounced around outside in front of. And the dog that was pissing in the water. All of it paid by 14-year-olds jerking off. And I admit it. And I can because Twitch lets me. Let's just be real.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Nobody believes you, Amaranth, if you say otherwise. Keep it up because YouTube won't ban you and Twitch won't ban you. But we all know it. You know it. I know it. The 14-year-olds fucking neck deep in fucking Vaseline know it. Everyone knows it. And we're banning people for a scientific opinion and saying also, which could also be a scientific opinion, that NA would shit on South America and Overwatch.
Which also might
What
be
the
a scientific opinion. Oh.
Come on.
Oh, man. Yep.
God damn.
It's getting crazy out there, bro. It's a dog-eat-dog world.
Fuck.
It's like there's so many streamers that are crying on Twitch, on Twitter about Twitch doing something about these types of streams in the IRL section, but then Twitch is banning the wrong females for the wrong things, but they're not banning the females for what would actually be breaking the terms of service.
You know why? Because they're also knuckle deep in Vaseline. That's why. Let's be honest. It's okay. I masturbate. Jeff masturbates. Kai is still in the
been masturbating lately. My wife is so pregnant and it's slowly. I have been masturbating.
It happens.
Oh.
We do it.
Oh man.
It's fine, but don't let it affect your work performance.
God.
Fuck.
Oh shit. Woo! We have peaked here at Technical
Oh,
Alpha.
my God.
Patreon.com/LagTV. Go there and support this damn podcast, please. Oh shit, me.
Fuck.
What's next, Adam? What's next? I feel bad for those girls. You know,
So do I.
I do.
It's
'Cause
crazy.
It's their livelihood. I feel
It's
bad.
literally insane to lose your partnership over that.
Yeah.
Come the fuck on.
And of course, we're assuming that's all what was said
All
because
right,
I'm
well,
going
let's
by.
Test let's test the waters. Hey, Twitch. There are two sexes, male and female. Don't at me. You know why I know that? Because the people for generations that have dedicated more years to doing schooling than you have waking up in the morning to brush your teeth before going into Twitch for a job. They're called biologists and scientists. And guess what? They don't need to guess. Motherfucker, they know. And they're going to be paying off a fucking student loan debt until they're 90. Just for that knowledge. That is coincidentally also easily and freely available on the internet. And if you don't believe it, then stop listening to people like Neil deGrasse Tyson.
The Earth is flat.
Or literally any other scientist, popularized or otherwise, that tells you things like climate change. That's real. No, it's not because it hurts my feelings.
Vaccines are bad, okay?
It's truth.
Yes.
Motherfucker, the Earth is not flat.
So with that being said, guys, if Technical Alpha is down, patreon.com/LagTV.
Goddamn. Just come on now.
Pretty crazy.
Mr. Maximus Black.
Yes, sir.
Hit me up with the sound of sitting in a theater for over 3 hours for the Avengers Endgame.
I could really go for a piss right now.
That's exactly how you're going to feel.
Well, there's talks that they're going to have an intermission.
Yes, that's the. I have that written down here. They're talking about which to me is mind-boggling that we're talking about an intermission. Didn't some of the Lord of the Rings movies have an intermission?
They
though?
did. I do believe. I want to say actually the Lord of the Rings did. I know in my lifetime that I've been to 2 movies that had intermissions, and I don't know which ones they were. They could have been Lord of the Rings. But I do remember that. And what's cool about that, I think it's a good idea if the movie's 3+ hours long. You do an hour and a half, end it sort of on a bit of a cliffhanger, and then have some nice music going on during the intermission, sort of this Marvel uplifty epic type of music. People can go take a piss. It'll be great for the theaters because they're going to sell candy, popcorn, all that fun stuff. 10-15 minute break.
Double
right back in.
the revenue.
Absolutely. I actually like the idea. And if a movie's going to be 3+ hours, because I think normally it's fine to see a 3-hour movie, but since it is Marvel and there is going to be people of younger age, they get a little antsy, have them sit there for 3 hours. I think it's a smart thing to get up, stretch your legs, get them out, go for a walk, take a piss, grab some more popcorn, get a refill on the drink, and that's that. Yeah, and I'm totally fine with a 3-hour Avengers movie, simply because this is wrapping up the 4th phase. We did what fucking 20-something movies to all kind of come down into this last thing. The last movie was great, and I think that was like 2.5+ hours.
Yeah, that
was a long one. It might even been like 2 hour 40 minutes.
A lengthy movie, yeah.
And it didn't feel bad. So I'm ready. I'm okay with it. I think it's a good idea. I think everybody wins.
I'm totally down for it.
Yeah.
I don't care how long the movie is.
Yeah.
As long as they get it done properly.
Yep.
That's what I'm more concerned about. Because like you said, there's a lot of movies culminating in this final hurrah. And so it would be wasteful to me if they didn't, give it the time it needed to breathe a little bit.
Yep.
go a little longer. Those 3 hours are going to go quick, but you're still going to need a break because that's got some heft.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm fine, dude. If I can sit at home and watch 3 hours of Netflix, I can sit in a theater in an IMAX.
There's something about theater though that makes me just need to piss.
Oh, I don't. I
can't-
never
I
do.
go- like-
But Kayla always pees before the movie. She's like, I should
so,
probably pee.
so do I,
Yeah.
but I think it's like a mental thing where I piss before the movie, and then I'm, in the back of my brain, I'm just thinking,
I
I'm gonna
can't
have
piss
to piss
for a while.
I'm gonna have to piss. I'm gonna have to piss, and then I just think about it until
Yeah.
I actually have to
Yeah,
piss.
see, I don't. So
Yeah.
it's fine for me. I
Yeah.
just love the movies, dude. Avengers could be 4 or 5 hours.
Give it to me.
I'd sit there and I enjoy all of it. You know, give me an intermission and I'm there. You got me.
What else went down movie-wise?
I went and saw Alita: Battle Angel.
Oh, you did see that. I was gonna say if you didn't see it yet, we could have gone.
I saw it.
How good was it?
It was amazing. I absolutely loved it.
Visually and everything, or was it actually
Visually,
a good movie?
visually, it was
Great.
so good. So basically, for those who don't know, Alita: Battle Angel, based off some manga, and James Cameron bought the rights to all this manga years ago. Wrote a script, was planning to do the movie himself. Ended up doing Avatar, working on all these Avatar films. Gave the script and stuff to Robert Rodriguez. I do believe it's Rodriguez. And he directed the film, but James Cameron was sort of there in the background, kind of giving his opinions, so on and so forth. It basically, it was the closest thing to an Avatar experience that I've had since Avatar. And I know to a lot of people that is that's a bad thing because they're like, oh, you know, it was a ripoff of Pocahontas, and you know the writing in it was kind of lackluster, but obviously the visuals were great.
Mm-hmm.
This movie, I didn't know anything about the manga, so the whole story is new to me.
Mm-hmm. I think that's gonna be 95% of the people
Yeah.
that watch this thing.
The actress that played Alita was
Yes.
phenomenal. The way they did the motion capture and
Dude, the trailers
it
looked
looks
fire.
dude. Even her big eyes,
Yeah.
you just kind of get used to them, and
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
almost kind of cute in a way. Like you almost kind of like
That's
start-
why they're in anime.
Yeah. And the weakest part of the movie, I'll just get this out of the way. The weakest part of the movie to me at some points was this love story that was going on between the main character and a boy. But at the same time, it also brought out some of the most genuine moments in the movie too. So it worked kind of both ways.
Which
like
was probably the reason why that existed in the movie to begin with.
yeah. So and it developed the characters obviously.
Yeah.
Christoph Waltz was amazing in it.
I'm shocked that Christoph Waltz did well in a movie.
Yeah, I know, but he was great. The main the black guy there, and I forget his name. He's got a weird, little bit of weird name. The dude that played in, he just won an Oscar, I do believe, not
I'm
too
going
long
to be
ago.
of no help to you here.
Anyway, he kind of looks like Blade.
Wesley Snipes.
In this movie, kind of looks like Wesley Snipes.
Oh, okay.
Somebody will say his name in the chat. But anyway, I thought he was a little underutilized because he's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
He had a couple of great moments. I mean, he sold the scenes that he was in. But I feel like with such a talent, they could have used him a little bit more. But overall, if I had to give the movie out of a 10, I would give it like a 9.5 just because I didn't know about the story and the world building was so incredible. Like just, and I don't want to give too much away, but just the whole plot of the two different types of societies and seeing these cyborgs and these hunters and this underground. It was kind of like John Wick where there's this underground assassin type thing. And then the whole the sport there with the ball that they have there. I forget the name of it now, but they intertwined that, and then just the characters. It was just so fucking good. I just loved it. And
Did they set it up for another one?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%. They spent a lot of money on this movie.
Thinking trilogy?
Oh, yeah, 100%. But the movie has to perform.
Yeah.
The thing is science fiction movies haven't been doing all that hot in North America, but I think this movie's going to fucking destroy in China, Japan.
That's all it needs to do.
And that's all it needs to do.
James Cameron
So,
knows that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm praying to the gods that...
Mahershala Ali?
That's it.
Yeah.
He's an amazing actor. I just pray to the gods that the overseas market just comes out and loves the fuck and just pays their money just so we can get another one. It's kind of like Pacific Rim, where Pacific Rim didn't do well in North America, but overseas it did phenomenal.
Yeah.
So they got another one. This is way better than Pacific Rim. This movie fucking shits on Pacific Rim, in my opinion.
Pacific Rim was basically just a really good.
I'd go see this movie again
Sound
if
system.
you want to go see this in IMAX.
Yeah, we might.
I'm
have
down
do
to go
that.
see it again
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I just loved it that much. And I've seen Avengers twice in theaters, and I've seen the first Deadpool twice in theaters.
Yeah.
Those were those in the last. Oh, and I saw that Valkyrie movie or the Valerity or the other
Valerian?
sci-fi Valerian. I saw that twice in theaters too.
Which is wild because that was such a.
That was a box office
Bust.
bomb.
Yeah.
Because it was sci-fi, but I really
yeah.
loved it. I also saw Rich Asians twice in theaters.
Mm.
Crazy Rich Asians. But this movie for me, in terms of the visuals, the action, some of the best action I've seen in movies in a decade. I mean, the fight scenes in this were incredible. She's a little bit of a Mary Sue, but at the same time, there's a reason why it's like that, and you'll see that. I mean, it's not saying that she didn't have her faults and stuff, but it was such a cool movie. I have to promote the fuck out of this, guys. Run out and see this movie. Support this movie if you're into sci-fi, if you're into the manga, and I've watched a bunch of reviews now after the fact.
Isn't it only doing like lukewarm review-wise
No,
right now?
On Rotten Tomatoes, it was the last time I checked, I think it was like 70%. It's 59 now on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yikes!
From the critics.
Yeah.
93% audience score.
You know what it means when they say 50? When a James Cameron movie gets 59% from the critics, it means I have to see it.
Yeah. But 93% of the everyday movie-go audience loves the movie.
Yeah.
Just like me.
Yeah.
59%, and 59% just means 59% of the people gave it a non-rotten score.
Yeah.
So the non-rotten score, some people may have given it a 10 out of 10. Some people may have given it a just over enough to not be rotten. This 59% tomato meter for this movie is an absolute travesty.
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit. Like, I get it. You're on Rotten Tomatoes. You're a certified critic. You got a fucking stick up your ass. And you think that if anything that maybe James Cameron touches or if it's generic or the story doesn't fucking rub your balls the right way and doesn't make you think introspectively.
They probably complain about her eyes and like the
I
fucking
don't know.
aesthetic
Listen.
and
The writing in the movie isn't the fucking greatest writing in the world, but it's a fun sci-fi experience with incredible visuals and amazing action and great story world building. What more do you want? I'm not there to go watch Shawshank Redemption. I'm not there to watch Schindler's List. I'm there to watch a sci-fi movie that I know nothing about that looks really cool and give me some cool action. That's it. And I got that. So go and watch it. Not saying you're going to love it like I did, but go watch it. Kayla thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm willing to go see it again. As long as it's IMAX 3D, because that fucking was the bomb shits. Bomb shits, bro.
I hate 3D so much.
Yeah, but
I just like IMAX regular ass.
I know, but
IMAX.
this is worth, and it's not.
Okay.
They don't do any of the stupid shit where shit's coming at you and they use the stupid gimmicks.
All right.
None of that's in the movie.
Okay, that's
it's
good.
just all it is. It's just I don't even realize it was 3D. I was just watching the movie.
Okay.
and you just realize, oh, that was a 3D movie. But they don't do that stupid. Look at me. Whoa, water splash me.
Yeah,
it's
we
not,
need
it's,
to- yeah,
it's
yeah.
none of that. There's none of that gimmicky shit. So yeah, go and see it. Pretty awesome.
I watched 2 very different movies this week.
What'd you see?
I watched Velvet Buzzsaw, which is a Netflix movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay, he's a good actor. He's a great
He
actor.
is. How do you even describe that movie? It's definitely edging on the thriller, but it feels like
Did you see Nightcrawler with him?
no, not yet. No, but I've heard it's very good.
It's very good. And it's probably very similar because that was more of a thriller type, mysterious thriller, not action packed. It had little tiny bits of action, but it was more like
Yeah.
a psychological mystery.
This movie felt like it almost felt like one of those movies that was based on a book, but they knew that they were only going to get one movie out of it, and so a lot got lost in translation, and so it ends up feeling like, yeah, it's supposed to be like a horror-ish, thriller-ish movie, where it's like a sleeper. It's one of those movies where there's a lot of normal whatever going around, and then all of a sudden, kind of shit, right? And it's like they never get to a point. I feel like there wasn't actually a point. Even when you get to the end of the movie, it feels like the
it's
whole
the
movie
writer
was
of
for nothing.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, there you go.
Makes sense.
That
Then I know
makes sense.
exactly what type of movie you're talking about.
But it like felt like they never actually got to any point. Not even like an open-ended ending kind of way. I mean, it literally felt like there was no point to watching the movie. It was very odd.
Okay, what was the other movie?
There was some cool shots and stuff, and he did a great job because he's a great actor.
Awesome. He's an awesome actor.
But overall, it just felt like they had no point. Zoolander 2.
Oh, fuck.
Two very different movies.
I didn't even watch that, dude, because it bombed so bad and it looks so
Dude, all
bad.
right. What you have to do for Zoolander 2 is, first of all, you have to remember where this movie's coming from. The first Zoolander, personally, I like the first Zoolander a lot. I think it's actually really funny.
I thought it was great, too.
Zoolander 2 was, Zoolander 2 was if Ben Stiller was Adam Sandler, that's what Zoolander 2 is. Whereas Adam Sandler says, I just feel like making a movie, and I want all of my friends to be in this movie, and so I'm just going to go do that. And I'm not really going to care.
That's literally what Adam Sandler does.
Exactly, that's what I mean. So, like, I don't care if the movie goes over all that well. I'm not going to, like, sit down and really think hard whether or not, this joke needs to be done or not. It was like every idea for a joke, whether it was a easy joke,
let's put it in there,
or whatever, it went in. And the ones that hit, it's Zoolander, it's fucking funny. And then there's lots of shit that was just whatever. But a lot of the cameos were super funny. Benedict Cumberbatch throws you for a goddamn loop showing up in this movie. It was really funny. And Kiefer Sutherland is pregnant at one point.
Oh.
So,
okay.
It was funny. It was funny in a way. It wasn't funny like Zoolander. Zoolander was still trying to be in some way smart about its comedy. This was fuck it all.
Just dumb.
Let's just get everyone. Sting is in this movie. Like, just the list of cameos alone in this movie make no sense at all. But they did it, and so it was a movie. There's one scene specifically that really made me laugh because it was so Will Ferrell in every conceivable way. It was definitely a scene where you could tell they turned on the camera and they said, you guys just figure out whatever the fuck the scene's going to be, and we're going to see how it goes down. And I'll tell you what the scene is because I know you're never going to watch the movie anyway.
No, not going to watch the movie.
So you know Will Ferrell's character, though, he's Mugatu
Yes.
from the first. Okay, so he's still in this.
Yes.
Okay, so he gets out of jail. He's been in jail for 10 years. And we were introduced to a character earlier on in the movie who's like this would-be Russian with a hilariously bad accent, female fashionista, super high. She's like the fashion person in the world, and they're like an item. And he gets out of jail for the first time, and in 10 years or whatever, and he gets to his lair, his Dr. Evil lair. Or whatever.
I saw that in the preview.
And she's there in this fucking weird, like beehive ass like get up on her head that's like just a bunch of like rods all over the place, some fashiony weird shit. And they see each other. And Will does like the fucking greatest flamboyant ass run, and he's dressed in the most ridiculous fucking shit you've ever seen, and she's already looking retarded as well. And they get over next to each other, and he's trying to they're trying to kiss, and he's trying to get through this fucking whatever the shit she's wearing, and eventually he like pries his way in, and you can see this clip on YouTube. It's fucking hilarious. He pries his way in, and they start like kissing, but in like the most like that really fucking open mouth as open as possible,
everything,
everything. But they take it a step further, where randomly out of nowhere, Will Ferrell just starts screaming into her mouth. Just and she starts screaming into his. So you're watching and the camera's doing like the 360 like whatever around this kiss or whatever, and Will's just like and she's screaming back into his mouth, and their mouths are like
Oh, my.
right, like it's fucking. It's so.
That's Will.
It's so,
That's Will Ferrell.
It's Will Ferrell. It's so obscene, so random.
Yep.
Like you already thought the joke was, "I can't get in here to kiss you."
Yeah.
And then they start screaming
Well,
into
he was
each other's
probably
mouth.
that was probably the joke, and then he was like, "This needs
It's not
more.
funny enough.
I'm gonna start yelling."
Oh, it was fucking funny. So yeah. Otherwise, terrible fucking movie. But
It had its moments.
look,
good
look,
Netflix time.
We were talking about this before. I fucking love me some Owen Wilson. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Anyone says.
Wow,
Owen Wilson's a funny motherfucker.
he's funny.
He's a funny
Wow.
motherfucker. Wow. He's the same character in every movie, and I don't care
No,
because it makes me laugh every time.
he's funny. He's a good guy.
It's like the Shanghai Noon, Shanghai Nights. That shit's funny.
Yes, I like me some Owen Wilson. Underrated.
Definitely. So those were the two movies that I watched this week. Could not be any more different. But yeah, Velvet Buzzsaw. Maybe if you watched it high,
I won't be watching it.
it could be entertaining. Otherwise, it's a movie with no point
Cool.
at all. Which could be intentional in that it's a very like the people that are in it. It's all about the high art world. So in some weird fucking way, that could be the play on the whole thing. Is that it just doesn't matter. And then Zoolander, watch it if you like Owen Wilson.
Perfect.
And Will Ferrell and like the core guys from the original
Yeah,
movie,
they have their moments.
they all smash it.
Yeah.
Everyone else in the movie, get the fuck.
Get out of there.
Well, not Kiefer Sutherland or Benedict Cumberbatch. They do well. Sting killed it in that movie too. All right, you know what? Go watch Zoolander.
Just
2.
keep them all.
Go watch. Go watch the movie.
Just don't have high expectations. Just go watch.
Go
it, enjoy
in fucking bottom of the barrel expectations, and that's the show. That's it. Anything else
No,
happening in
that's
the
it.
world of movies? No, nothing. Nada.
it. No.
Awesome. Let me refresh on this while you give me the noise for tech support.
Tech support.
Ooh, that was a little. We had like a little 50s radio
Why not?
commercial there.
Well, the reason why is I did a voiceover audition today for a 60s
Oh.
radio.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. So it
Did
was
you use any gollies or any G's?
No.
No.
Wasn't many lines. It was a very fast, kind of a higher nasally.
Right up your alley then.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Let's see what we got here. Vulcus asks, I don't even know if you know about this. You might have seen it pop up on your Twitter, but it's pretty wild. What's your reaction to NASA's rover Opportunity that went for a 90-day trip? It was only supposed to be out there for 90 days. And the fucking rover didn't stop for 15 years.
Oh, that's on Mars?
15, yeah.
On Mars, yeah.
15 fucking, it was there for 90 days and said, fuck it, I'm going to keep this up for 15 years.
Did it die?
It's finally dead. It deaded, finally.
It did.
It deaded.
And it's gone.
It's gone.
Passed away in Mars.
15 years, bro!
That's crazy, dude.
That's wild. That is
the amount of stuff that they must have gotten from that. is
value
crazy.
for your money.
Yeah,
You buy something that's only supposed to last 90 days and it goes 15 years?
that's crazy.
That is some
That was
Costco value.
like I was watching something a little bit not long ago, maybe like last month, about them at Saturn or something, and then they had something that's been going towards Saturn for years, and it finally got there, and they got like the craziest pictures of Saturn, and then they went and landed this thing on Saturn, or it destroyed itself, so they could like see the different layers of atmosphere and
right.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just wild, bro.
Yeah.
Space is fucking awesome.
That's amazing, bro.
Space is fucking awesome.
Space is like the coolest fucking thing ever.
And we're too busy fucking down here watching Amaranth.
We should be watching the stars. We should be watching the stars, bro.
Oh,
That's why I love it. That's why I love the Joe Rogan podcast, man. Because when he gets on the space dudes,
And
like
he's high.
he's high, and they just had a guy on there like a week ago. That's all about space, man. He was just talking about the craziest fucking shit ever, man. So good.
Space is
I could
fucking
just listen
wild.
to it forever, man.
It's insane.
Could listen to it forever.
It's absolutely. It makes you like. I feel like there should be some level of, or a more involved schooling on space in the universe in general, because I feel like if you have a better base knowledge of what's going on there, it is going to make all the shit here seem so goddamn insignificant.
Yep.
That you're just going to look at a situation and just go,
it's whatever.
Fuck it.
Yes, but Adam, that's what religion's for, remember?
I suppose.
That's what religion's for.
Yeah, well, it's not it's doing some people good. It's doing a lot of people bad.
Yep. And then the ones that are not participating, they're just flat earthers.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not participating.
Which
I'm not
is
a flat earther, but I love me some space.
At this point, flat Earth might be a religion.
I think it is.
Let's see what else we got here.
Let's hope that religion doesn't report us.
Got him.
Got him.
Stuka's asking. This comes on the back of the snowpocalypse that we and many other people experienced.
We didn't really have much.
We didn't really get much.
Yeah, they shut down this whole fucking city, and we got there might have been 15 centimeters outside in my driveway.
I think my driveway was somewhere around 6 to 8 inches, depending on where I was in the driveway.
Yeah.
For here, that might be a snowpocalypse for some places, but here that's like flurries.
That's literally nothing, bro.
Yeah.
Like
not compared to the stuff we've had a few years ago.
Oh,
that was
our last 2 winters have been incredible.
Yeah,
absolute.
Get a little more of that.
Incredible. Keep that up. I mean,
yeah.
it's literally global warming.
Yes.
Where it's just getting warmer, and we're just not getting as much snow.
Exactly.
That's just it.
But he's asking, for him, he lost power for quite a period of time. Unfortunately, the fridge gone, food ended up smelling terrible. That's the worst.
Yeah.
So what do you do to pass the time when all that shit's out?
Well, usually when it's out, I still have 4G on my phone. So I can still watch YouTube videos.
As long as your phone is
my
charged.
Phone, yeah. I mean, I've got like charged battery packs and shit. Like,
you just got the in case the world ends 15 battery packs.
Hey,
as long as I got 4G.
Hey, you know what? If that wasn't the case, and I've done this before, not because my phone was dead, but just because I wanted to do it, I went out and saw a movie.
There you go.
I just went to the movie theater. And if the closest movie theater was out, I'd go to a different movie theater. The whole fucking province ain't out. So you want to find a place that you can go, and then you can sit down and watch a movie. By the time you come out, hopefully your power's back on and everything is kosher.
I'm partial to usually if the power goes out here for long periods of time, it is rare to be. What did you do to yourself?
Just bent over the wrong way, Just torque your back.
Your dad's kicking in. Dad bod's kicking in, bro.
Fuck. That's gonna be sore for like days, bro. It's like you pinch something or something, you get that sharp pain.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've been there. As a tall person, I've been there.
Fuck, man. What the fuck, Jeff?
You gotta be ready physically.
Fuck.
Hold it together.
Trying, man. Trying.
I'm partial to a puzzle. Because if it's really bad weather, that's when we get long outages. It's weather that's usually so bad that getting into a car to drive to a movie theater is probably not the wisest idea. Usually it's...
Yeah, but you know what? I normally don't lose power during the storm. It's usually after the storm, or it's like towards the end of the storm.
Yeah, if
the
roads are good
out.
enough, I can get out. If I can't get out of the house, then it's just really late at night. Because sometimes it's like fucking 10 o'clock or some shit, and the power goes out, and we're used to being up until fucking 2 o'clock in the morning or something. Either way, it's puzzles. Are good to pass the time, especially if like no lights and stuff. You only need a couple of little lights to get that.
Get that Nintendo
going.
Switch out.
Switch if you got some battery in it. I'm also kindled out of my mind. That shit's got battery life for weeks. And then another go-to is just play some cards.
Yeah, cards is a good one. Yeah, board games, card games,
some cards, board
Scrabble,
games.
That sort of stuff.
That's the good stuff. Use that opportunity.
Be a human for a little while.
Talk to somebody for a bit.
Yeah. Or just be in silence for a little bit and enjoy the silence. Yeah.
Robbie the Sailor asks, what was the worst case of road rage you've ever witnessed? And have you been in an act of road rage?
The worst road rage I've personally witnessed was, I mean, I've road raged for sure. But I've never done anything crazy. Like, and I probably road rage once every 3 months, like to the point where it's notable.
Okay.
And it's usually when I rage, I pull up next to them.
Okay.
And I roll down my window and I tell them to fuck themselves. So I'm just like, fuck you, buddy, because a lot of times they're in the wrong.
Quick and
so they'll cut me off, or they're sitting at a red light trying to take a left turn, and I'm the one that is in the right of way, and so I go, and then they fucking beep at me, or they do this. What are you doing? And then depending on my mood, right? Like if I'm already in a bad mood, then I'll swing around and I'll drive next to them and roll down my window and just cuss them out. Just go fuck yourself, buddy. What the fuck? Or I usually say, what the fuck's your problem? And then if they go, right? Sometimes they just, they just go, they just don't even
Somebody
look your
called
way.
me out on it.
Yeah, they don't look your way. But sometimes they do. Sometimes when they talk, I just give them the finger and say, fuck you, buddy. That's it. So that's the biggest rage that I normally do. I don't go get too crazy. But my dad, I saw my dad do some serious road rage once. I was young. My sister was a newborn. So my sister might have been 1-2 months old.
Okay.
And so at the time, I'm almost 10 years older than my sister. So I might have been at the time 11 or 12. I remember we were coming back from a baseball game that Dad had. And for some reason, my mom was there, I was there, and my sister was there. And, when you just have a kid, you're in protective mode, right?
Hyper protective mode. Yes.
You're just, that's just the way it is, right?
Absolutely.
Your instincts come.
Yep.
And that's just how it should be. So we leave the ball field, and we were in Halifax.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we're down in Leveland Park.
Okay.
And we were leaving that area, and there was a dude that cut my dad off real bad. I mean, like something fucking fierce to the point my dad had to slam on his brakes and kind of like turn right because he was going to hit us.
Avoid it. Yeah,
he was going to hit us. And it just, something switched in my dad. He just fucking lost it, and immediately, like he was yelling, saying something about I got a newborn in the car and blah blah blah. Like he was losing his mind. And it was obvious because my sister was there. If it was just me and Dad, he just probably would have brushed it off because my sister was there. So we thought everything was cool. We thought we were driving towards the home, and Dad just kept following him. And my mom, I remember my mom was like, "You missed our turn," and Dad was like, "I know." So at the time, my mom didn't know what he was doing. I didn't know what he was doing. We didn't know where he was going, but he just kept driving.
Sunday stroll.
So we end up hitting the highway, and at this point, he starts speeding up, and he gets by this guy, and this other dude is provoking him. So this other guy is now kind of cussing my dad out, and there's this bit. So now my mom understands what's going on. So my mom starts pleading with my dad, Miles, go home. Miles, go home. And I think at the time, he's driving some shitty like Ford Tempo, right?
Yeah, the dream.
And my mom was like, Miles, go home, go home, go home. It's not worth it. Go home, go home. And this guy just keeps fucking running his mouth, right? My dad's yelling. He got a newborn baby in the back seat, blah, blah, blah. So my dad just keeps following him. We end up in Sackville. So literally, we are following.
Holy shit!
So this guy,
he went for a drive.
We're driving around for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And this dude's like trying to lose my dad, not speeding, but just like taking random turns, going down streets. My dad's following him. So at this point, this guy stops running his mouth, and I think he's legitimately starting to get scared. So we end up in Sackville, and I remember this. This guy ends up pulling into Kent. So there's a Kent out there. And I remember sitting in the driveway. This guy pulls into Kent. He gets out of the car, and he starts like speed walking into Kent. I think what he was thinking was, let me just get to a public place. This guy isn't going to do anything. My dad gets out of the car, and now my mom is like yelling for my dad to get in.
Yeah, exactly.
Because my dad is temper. Back then, my dad was a very different person. My dad was he was very hot-headed.
Yeah.
He, just different guy. And so he gets out, and my dad starts yelling at him and starts running after him into this Kent, right? And my mom's now crying, going on. There's people that are looking around. And
spectacle.
They don't go, I was like, oh my God, it's gonna hurt him and blah blah blah, right? I'm like, oh my God. So I'm in the back seat. I'm nervous. I don't know what to do. Vanessa's sitting there crying. My sister. Everything's going to shit. And he ends up coming out. We don't know what happens, right? So he ends up coming out. He's gets in the car, slams the door, starts talking under his breath, and ends up just driving home. And apparently, from what I was told, and I'd have to ask Dad this again because it's been so long ago now. Apparently, this guy just completely bitched out and made a scene. Like went in there and was like, "Yo, this guy's gonna." This guy's been following me, and, it basically went into a public area to the point where my dad was like, if I beat the shit out of this guy now, I'm going to jail.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And my dad ended up probably cussing him out and leaving. So that was like firsthand the most road rage. Nobody got hurt or anything like that, but Dad literally followed him around. And if this guy, I can guarantee it, if this guy got out of his car and got out and talked shit to my dad again, my dad would have laid him 100%. My dad would have
sure.
He would have fought him. It wouldn't have been a fight. My dad would have just literally laid him out. So that was the most road rage that I've seen firsthand. I still remember it to this day. And you know what's funny? On the flip side of it, I remember us driving to Montreal. I was really young. And we actually moved there for a very short period of time while my dad was doing some work. We stayed with some of my parents' friends. At the time, my parents were young. They were probably like 30 years old. They were pretty young. And I remember, so the softer side of my dad, which we didn't see very often, we were driving to Montreal, and he ends up hitting a bunny on the road.
Oh, boy.
And
Mortified.
My dad was like, for the rest of the trip, there were still like 7-8 hours left of this trip.
Shattered.
He was distraught, bro. He was like, he was sad. He didn't say much. He was like, just felt horrible about it. And I'm thinking in my head, like, it's yeah, sure, you hit something, but you didn't mean to do it, and it's roadkill. This shit happens all the time, right? So a guy that was so hot-headed or strong, like a manly man, you go and hit a bunny rabbit, and it like ruins your day, and you're literally like fucking the border of crying over this bunny.
Dude, animals do some weird shit. I was driving home one night after dropping Natalie off. So this was like fucking, I don't know, 10 years. Yeah, 10 years ago now. And it was late at night, and I was driving down the road on the way back home, and I saw out of my peripheral vision, I saw some shit moving. And it was so late, there wasn't any cars, there was nothing. It was dead. Everyone was asleep. And I was like, what the fuck am I seeing? Because it was moving. And so I looked to my left, and there's a fucking cat sprinting on a diagonal directly from my car. And in my head, I didn't try to get out of the way because there's not much space for me to move on the road because it was coming from the left. I'm already on the right. There's a ditch to the other side of me. And so I just kept driving. I was like, the fuck is this cat doing? And it just kept getting closer. I was like, the fuck is this cat doing? And it literally ran directly into the side of my car. So it sprinted, like, just fucking out. It must have been spooked bad. Because it just sprinted out of the road, fucking, like, I feel it hit my car, and then I look back, and I see it run off into the woods again. So it hit my car, rolled, missed the wheels, miraculously.
Thank God.
And
then
then
that shit would have been fucked.
Super dead.
Yeah, gone.
The animal's doing some weird shit, bro. I was already well past it. It came at me like off, and it was moving to catch up with me on an angle, and just body checked my car.
I was like, get the fuck off my road, bitch.
Fucking ran away. It was fucking weird.
Yeah.
But road rage wise, I'll do a lot of talking. Because people are some bad drivers around here. It's fucking bad.
Horrible drivers.
And occasionally I'll get a little upset about it when they really get particularly shit. But I can count on one hand how many times I've personally gone out of my way to I'll honk a horn at people or some shit if they're doing something real dumb. But like a couple of times, definitely I've been cut off by somebody, or I've had somebody be like in the lane next to me and they keep drifting into my lane over and over and over again, or get in front of me and like slam the brakes on, or
I fucking hate that shit.
I've definitely had a couple where I pull up beside them and I fucking flip them the bird.
Oh yeah.
And I make sure they see it. And when I'm still behind them,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
just be I'll hold my hand out until they see
Just
me.
right in the window.
Until they see me.
You see that bitch?
Oh no, I'm behind them.
Oh, you're
doing this shit. They see me in the rear view mirror. They just see my big ass hand giving the fucking finger the whole time.
Yeah.
Like I've done that a handful of times, but I've never. And I've certainly been pissed off, but I haven't done anything crazy. But I have seen, actually, just like 3 or 4 days ago, Gabs and I were out and we were coming home. And I actually had Gabs take a picture of this guy's license plate because I thought I was about to witness a hit and run. We were on Dumbrack coming down, and this guy it was rush hour, and he was bobbing and weaving, passing left side, right side, driving erratic as fuck, coming real close, like trying to make a pass, but then realizing the car behind him was too close, and he had to like fucking swerve back into his lane and shit, and go. I don't know where he was going because there was like 15 cars piled up at the end of the road anyway.
Anywhere, buddy.
And he's doing all this shit, getting in front of people, slamming his brakes on, fucking like super impatient and shit, and going ham. And I eventually figured it out that he was trying to catch up to some other dude for whatever fucking purpose. And he tailgated the fuck out of him, like we're doing like 80, 90 kilometer an hour, and he was like a nose hair away from this guy's car. And I said, Gabs, you can get your phone and take that picture because I'm pretty sure this motherfucker
Shit's about to go down.
is about to fuck something up and probably drive off.
Yep.
But he got up to him and he's just fucking losing his mind at this guy, just giving him the business, not looking where he's going or anything. And he eventually drives off, and I was like, okay, it's fine. But I've seen a couple of times like that for sure.
Oh yeah. There hasn't been anything too crazy.
But I
around
haven't
here
seen
yet.
somebody pull.
It's not like
fucking
New
tire
York
iron
or something, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen somebody like stop in traffic, pull out a tire iron, and walk up to the guy's window. And
At the end of the day, we're still Canadian guys.
Yeah.
So sometimes you see some shit.
It's
but
pretty standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get one more.
All right.
Quickly. Let's
It's
see.
getting late.
Yeah.
Make it a good one, and make it a quick one. So this time next week, guys, I might be a dad.
It's true. So the podcast might not even
Happen next
week.
Yeah.
It's going to be, podcast is tentative, as we've said last week as well, as Kai is making his way into the world.
Yeah. I mean, in a perfect world, Kai comes this weekend, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're back home after a day, and then business as usual. But, if Kayla goes into labor, say next Wednesday, even next Tuesday.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
It's just not going to happen.
No.
I mean,
it's just not going to in a million years.
There's gonna be a week where there's gonna be no podcast. Sadly,
it's going to happen.
Whether that is next week or the week after, that's likely gonna happen unless he comes like
Literally
next
this
week
weekend.
or either this weekend or next week after the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that it gives us time to kind of acclimate and get back into somewhat normalcy. So, but yeah.
Kalutzi asks, what was the best year of your life and why? 2019 could be your year. We've just started and, some fuckery for sure, but you're about to have a kid.
Yeah, I mean,
so there's a start there.
Yeah. I mean, baby's on the way, so I'm sure that's going to be a pretty big change. Not including baby, I would say best year of my life, probably 2017. Yeah, probably no. I would say 2016, right around there, right in that vicinity. Just because. I mean, I don't want to say too much, but just because I had accomplished a lot of the things that I set out to want to do.
Yeah.
And I actually was very happy then. I was just happy. I was just a happy person. And that's really That's really it. I mean, I had a really great year. The summer, the year after I graduated high school, that was a fun year too because I partied a lot, just had a lot of fun with friends, just kind of no worries.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say, like, in terms of actual happiness, probably mid 2016, early 2017, right around there, was pretty happy.
I'm going to go with, oh, what year would it have been? That would have been 2011? My university graduate year.
Yeah.
Was definitely my best. Like you, happiest year. Accomplished all of my goals university wise, top of the class, the whole 9 yards. At the time, got into a job right away, so it was great there. Lag TV had just started to kick up.
It's good times. 2011 was a good year.
I was ripped out of my fucking mind. So I was like the best version of me possible. I was at my peak academically, career-wise, things were looking really good. Just physically jacked out of my mind. I had at the time, my relationship was really good. And so it was like everything was just
perfect.
Fucking
happiness, man.
10 out of 10. Yep. Everything was great. That summer was fantastic. The family get-togethers were all amazing. You know, it was like one of the first couple of summers where out on the back deck at John and Velvet's place playing beer pong with my uncle. He's got a fucking like dunce cap helmet on playing beer pong with a bunch of kids, and he's just hammered. All the birthday parties were great. Christmas was fantastic that year. It was just like that year was a fucking
it's a good year.
25 out of 10.
It's a good year.
So that was probably my best.
Makes me sad, man.
My best year.
Legit, talking about this actually makes me sad.
We got a lot of life ahead of us, bro. We're going to have lots more good years.
Yeah.
It's just, we had, there's a reason why all those celebrities off themselves at 27. This 25 to 30 is a shit fucking hole
gong show,
for this generation. It's just ass.
It's a gong show.
But we'll get there. We got more good shit.
Baby Kai's coming. He's coming. He'll be here soon, guys.
Exactly.
2019. King Kai will be here.
King Kai, fuck.
Or Supreme Kai, whichever Kai you want to go with, but I'm going King Kai.
I'm going to go with Kai. That's going to be what I'm going to go with. But yeah, that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. That's another Technical Alpha podcast. Once again, head on over to patreon.com/lagtv. It's a place to support this podcast financially, keep the wheels turning, keep the lights on. Hopefully you enjoyed it as always. Oh, excuse me. We're gonna head out for now and maybe cast a couple of games of StarCraft. Yeah. And we will see you guys next week, based on whether or not a child is born. So keep your eyes on the socials, and we'll try and keep you abreast of the situation. Until we see you guys next time, thank you so much for stopping by, listening to us live on YouTube or on the RSS feeds. Peace.